up to? No, you know what it was? I was just grooving out here for a minute, Ekers. Is it still super quiet? I was just grooving out here, so my music was turned way up. My mic was turned a little bit down. I was just enjoying some tunes there for a couple of minutes, right? Just getting the stream going here, just starting off. How's it going this morning, bud? Say, take some healing potions with you, right? Make sure you take the healing potions with you for the day. So how's it going, everyone? How is it going? Hopefully you can hear me. That's what everyone's coming here for. Gameplay's secondary. You're here to see me first, right? I was thinking about recruiting some people. We're going to be recruiting some members for new. This is our Ultima Online community. This is a relatively new community we've started on Ultima Online, which is a super, super old school game, but we're new members on this server. We had a really helpful member, Lord Alex, help us when we first joined up to the server. Give us a little bit of, well, not a little bit, a lot of money, a couple of houses, some really great starter equipment and stuff like that. So a lot of my friends were able to join up and get a good foothold on the server. So we have some members in the guild. Oh, there you go. Oh, just checking up on you, oh. That's how we do here, right? We're just having some fun this morning. We're just playing some UO, joining and building our community around Ultima Online. The reason why I like Ultima Online for a community game is because, for one, it's free to play. There's no subscription fee or anything like that. It's free to download. The other nice thing about it too is it will virtually run on any computer system, regardless of the hardware you have in it. So an older computer, newer computer, whatever you want. Even Android phones and tablets we found out too. There is actually a mobile UO app you can actually download and access the server through that as well. And while we're at it, what we're going to do here is we're actually going to drop the link here for people to join if they want to. So this is the link for Ultima Online Renaissance. This is the server that we're playing on right now. Ekers and I are two of the guild members on the server right now. We've got a couple of other guild members and we're slowly building up new members. So by all means, if you'd like to join up, if you want to have some fun in some old school game, join us. It'll be a lot of fun. Always having a blast here in Heals on You zone, right? Recruiting members for new. All are welcome. Oh. Oh, all members are welcome. Everyone's welcome and new, right? We'll keep it on this screen for a little while to make sure that everyone gets their healing potions for the day. Again, take your healing potions with you, and actually while we're at it here, make sure that's throw it back there. We're gonna make sure that you get some RGB potions too, right? Everyone make sure that you take an RGB potion with you. The RGB potion is to keep the lag away. There's nothing worse than trying to game with lag. So, take it with you, right? Yesterday we were discussing everyone's favorite road in their hometown to drive. I was discussing, we've got this really neat road in our hometown that's a really nice run, and then there's a big whoop hill that you can get a decent amount of speed going up to the hill, and if you hit it relatively quick, you get kind of a little bit of a whoop feeling like a roller coaster. But we were explaining, if you're not from the area, you have to be really careful, because if you don't know, as soon as you crest the hill, you pretty much have to start braking because there's a stop sign on the other side. And a lot of people from out of town in the wintertime and stuff don't realize that. So they'll come flying over the hill, not paying attention, probably doing well over the speed limit, and just go right through the stop sign. Luckily enough, you don't usually, I've never seen anyone get injured there or anything really, because for the most part, you do have a little bit of time to slow down, but Does anyone else have any favorite roads in town to drive? I know there's one in Barrie that's really famous too. They've got like almost train tracks, like Barrie, Ontario. They've got train tracks where I've seen a video with a Tesla hitting it. I don't know how fast this Tesla must have been going, but they just went flying, like they launched themselves. It was pretty wild. It was pretty wild. Yeah, I don't know how many people are actually going to be sitting at the bank here right now actively. So at the same time too, we're going to recruit for new members. So by all means, if you want to join up to Ultima Online, again, this is our super old school. This would be the great grandfather of all MMOs. This was before WoW. This was before WoW. This was before EverQuest. If I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on this one, but I want to say this one was before RuneScape. RuneScape were roughly around the same time, but I believe Ultima Online was before RuneScape. And as we all know, RuneScape is still huge. I have to admit, I don't know why RuneScape held the traction compared to Ultima Online. I've always preferred Ultima Online myself, but RuneScape has done very well over the years. I guess because of different versions, I believe they went mobile a little bit earlier than Ultima Online did, so they were able to capitalize on the tablet and smartphone crowd probably a little bit sooner than Ultima Online was, but who knows, right? If you could travel anywhere in the world, folks, where would you want to go? I've often said one of the places I'd like to travel. I'm not a big traveler. Full disclaimer, I'm not a big traveler myself at all. But one of the places I would love to travel in the world is probably Brazil. I think it'd be really neat to go and, explore the rainforests and everything like that. Go surfing. I'm pretty landlocked in Canada here, so I don't really get to do things like surfing or anything like that. We have some okay snowboard hills, ski hills, things like that. I live relatively close to a large lake, so we get some water sports that way, but it's all like powerboat sports, like wakeboarding, skiing, stuff like that, right? Water skiing. Unfortunately, no surfing. You might be able to get some boogie boarding done on the windier days, but in Canada here on windy days, it's cold. It's really cold. It is very cold. Hey Alexa, what's the temperature right now outside?
Right now, it's minus 15 degrees Celsius. Today, expect a high of minus 5 degrees.
Oh, by the way, yeah, that minus 15 is right behind me there, folks. So we're coming at you from the stream shed. This is outside, out back of my house. I'm a little bit too loud and boisterous in the morning times when I like to stream to be inside my house. I'd be waking everyone up. So I converted my shed, or actually, this would actually be a fish hut in Canada, to a stream shed. Enjoy the sunrise, but I don't think there's going to be one today. It's pretty cloudy and hazy today in Canada. Because as you heard, it's minus 15 out. Yeah, I'm super glad that the rink is finally frozen out back. We're finally starting to get some really good ice. For a while there, it was kind of slushy ice. Anytime it would snow or anytime it would rain, it would really chew up the ice on the top. But finally, we're starting to get some decent cold weather to really solidify the ice. We had some people stop by for skating a couple weekends ago, and by all means, if you're in my area and you know me and everything like that, drop me a message. We'd love to have you over for a skate. We stay pretty distanced and everything. I usually just stoke the fire and have the fire pit going for you while you're skating and everything for your family, but at least to get you out of your house, get you some exercise so you don't get like cabin fever and stuff like that, right? Because I understand that's a pretty realistic thing going on. So, get out, get some exercise. Not going outside today. I don't blame you, Eekers. That's the thing too, right? That's what everyone says, minus 15 outside today. Ew, I'm not going outside today. See, I'm a furnace. I mean, I don't think I'd even need an actual heater inside the shed here to stay warm. I stay pretty warm myself. I run hot, right? I got two pairs of gloves on. You had 2 pairs of gloves this whole time? Yeah, hair. We're in the Rockies. Hey, Master Plays, how's it going? How are you today? We're just enjoying some Ultima Online here. We're doing some slow recruiting here for our guild. We're also just more or less using this as a kind of slow just chatting session this morning. Just enjoying some time that we have here, right? Oh, I was working in minus 15 point concrete at the beginning of the year. Never again. Yeah, that would be a rough situation. You got to dress pretty warm. And the other part too is it depends on what you're doing in the minus 15, right? It's one thing to be skating around the rink, going snowboarding, something like that, but it is something completely different to be, just standing around in the cold, not really actively doing anything. So I could feel for you there, Icarus, for sure. I have done some pretty cold jobs before. I've done quite a range of different jobs in the past. Oh, that's good, Master Place. What are you up to today? Hopefully it's a bit warmer than the weather we're seeing here. We were just talking about we're seeing minus 15 in Canada where we are. So the rink is frozen. There's a lot of snow out back. We just opened the stream shed door to show everyone. It really has been such a mild winter though, Eekers. Like even at the beginning of the winter, like that's what I was kind of talking about. For the most part, we were getting a lot of thaws throughout the beginning of the year where anytime you would get a little bit of ice built, it would just either snow or rain, and then that snow or rain would just sit on the top. And because it wasn't frozen all the way, it was very hard to shovel, obviously, right? So it was always staying at just kind of like a slushy state. And then finally, just recently, we got that like cold snap. And the ice rink is completely solidified now. Like I feel comfortable, at my size and weight to go out there and just tear up the ice myself. So that's not bad, right? So if you have kids, don't be worried. Bring them over. There's actually a sled hill in the back. There's a little sled hill with a little 180 at the back where you come back towards the start and everything. So I've got my backyard set up like a little winter wonderland for all the kids. Just in case, like I said, anyone does want to get out of their house and they don't have anywhere else to go, right? Because I know some townships are like closed down and stuff like that. Like you're not allowed to use the parks and anything. So at least to get you out of the house. Yeah, no worries, Acres. Yeah, by all means. Like I said, we've got the rink in the back. I've got like a fire pit back there that I usually, like that's kind of what I usually do is just to stay social with everyone just so I can stay distanced and everything like that. I stoke the fire pit. Last weekend we had a friend down with his kids and they were playing on the ski hill and the rink and I was just kind of stoking the fire and stuff like that. And it was a really nice time. Just got to catch up and stuff like that, right? And again, it just gets people out of their house too. And there's also like a big, huge forest in the back that we could like all go for a walk in and stuff like that if you want to and everything as well. It's a really nice area around here. It's just across from De La Salle. Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to be probably macroing at the bank right now. I know that's what my other character is doing. Hey, Icarus, check out this, bud. I've got I got Straith here, and he is sitting at GM Stealth and 97 hiding. It's weird. I got my stealth to somehow GM before hiding. I guess because of the stealth macro I was using, it wasn't using hiding on every single loop. But yeah, I GM'd my stealth here. So now all I've got to do is lock picking. So I'm really excited about that, and then we can do some dungeon chests and treasure maps and stuff. Yeah, I'm just up in Sutton, bud. Oh, Majory up to 77 last night? That's not bad, actually. That's pretty good. That's really good. Oh, are you going for 100 on it? Oh, yeah, that's the one thing. It can be really expensive to build up, I was finding. What I do find is, though, make sure that while you're doing it, that if you're only training Majory, just buy obviously the regents you need, and on top of that, look through your spellbook and try and find obviously the ones that use only 2 or maybe 3 instead of like the 4 ones or whatnot. Like obviously try and keep it cost effective that way too, right? Yeah, that's I'll be honest, like it's one of those things where I'll be honest, I would probably either take the 100 Majory with 0 meditation and like 50 intelligence, or I would probably take 50 Majory and not take meditation. I don't know, like I've said before, unless you're going to be like a true caster, whereas your template is more is going to be more the warrior side, whereas your Majory is going to be like utility, like the odd gate. Maybe in a situation you might summon a demon or something like that. You're not really going to use the meditation in my opinion, so I would be more inclined to take the higher Majory and not gimp that than to take meditation with the Majory. I obviously it's up to you, but I'm always a bigger fan of taking like 100 Majory and then dropping meditation virtually to 0 and then using it more limited, but being able to use it in more situations. Like I said, to summon a demon, maybe to gate someone, you know, things like that, right? But the nice thing is the utility of Gate. Like, Gate, in my opinion, is probably one of the most useful spells, even for Warrior and stuff, because even in a lot of cases, like, say you want to gate, like, a pack, you know, horse to a dungeon to go pick up some loot or something like that. Oh, forgot I was on the wrong client here. I don't know, I'm a big fan of 100 Majory on a character. And meditation at 50, that's the thing too, like, are you going to see that much effect from 50 meditation with 50 intelligence too, right? Like, you're kind of in that median point with the skills. But again, like, you know, if you find that you're using it and stuff like that, then use it, right? The other part too is, you know, if you're going to do 50 Majory, what else do you put 50 skill points into, right? Oh, okay, yeah, I'm going to stop there and build my musicianship back up. That's the nice thing, too, is doing what you're doing. If you have to build up any of your skills or, like, your stats at the last second, you can kind of do that now at this point and kind of even them out. And I apologize, everyone. It's not super exciting today with the gameplay starting off. Again, we're just kind of slowly recruiting people for Ultima Online, which is the server we're playing on, or the game we're playing. The server we're playing on is Ultima Online Renaissance. It's a period piece from when pretty much I was playing back in the day. That's the main thing, is that you got it high enough that you don't fizzle on recall, right? Anything else other than that is pretty much just gravy on the potatoes. Yeah, we'll probably do some recruiting here for a little bit, and then after a little while, we'll probably switch up to, like I was saying, maybe some paladins. I'm kind of feeling paladins this morning. Ooh, I definitely will soon, because I know Kafrashan, he needs some armor as well. All I really have is the Valrite armor, and I hate wearing that outside of town. I feel like such a target. So just for point of reference, Valrite armor is the most expensive, like the best armor on this server, because we don't have a lot of like the custom things that a lot of other servers have. So Valrite armor is just the highest end armor. And I've been slowly working on my taming. This is a new character, everyone. We've got all our other skills pretty much built up. We just got to work on vet, animal taming, and magery. So that's not too bad. I've only really been working on the character for a couple of days, so that's not too bad at all. And we had some downtime as well, because there was, I've never seen it before. There was a magic resist building event on the server where essentially you would go into a tower, and for, I think it was literally like 48 hours plus on UO Renaissance, there was characters in the roof of a castle casting Earthquake on the characters on a section below them, which was slow, well, not slowly, it was relatively quick on the gains for building up your resist. So you were able to build up resist on multiple characters for free. So I kind of took advantage of that with a couple of new characters. So Erwin had to kind of like sit on the back burner for a little bit there, but whatever. Yeah, Velrite's really hard to get. The other thing too is, what we should do, Ekers, is I have a gargoyle pickaxe. One day we should take out Kafrashan, and throw him with your miner, and see essentially if we can get some of the, like, the, what are they called? The ore elementals, because those on this server are really, really lucrative, actually. They give almost 200 colored ore per kill. One of my buddies and I that I had met the other day, we were, I believe it was Lord Raz, Lord Raz or Lord, forget offhand now, I have it written down. But I believe we were killing them, and I want to say I was averaging about 170 to 200 Verite and Valrite per kill. So just for point of reference, that's huge, right? Yeah, the Valrites and the Verites, they'll almost like two-hit you like an Ogre Lord. If you don't have like peacemaking and stuff, they deal some pretty serious damage, if I remember correctly. So you gotta watch out for them. But I mean, we could always take the Peace Warriors to them and stuff like that. Yeah, I want to make sure that new players know that they're welcome too. Like, essentially, like, that's what I'm trying to do, is like create a guild for new players so that people have like a community where they could ask questions if they're new to Ultima Online, if they need some equipment maybe, you know, just bouncing questions off of and stuff like that, right? Trying to keep everyone healed up. Trying to keep everyone healed up, right? Yeah, the Valrite and Verite golems do seem to be relatively common too. Just for a point of reference, I've seen quite a few of them walking around just randomly in the like the mines and stuff like that in Minnock and everything. Oh, you have like 45 Valrite ore sitting at your house because of it? Oh, that's not bad. Come one, come all, welcome to new. It's actually spiritually initiated. Our guild is actually spiritually initiated, but I wanted the acronym to be new because that was something on Angel Island, a server I used to play on. And I thought that was a really neat idea where essentially anyone that joined the server, they didn't have a young player program on that server. So it was kind of neat that instead of the young player program, you joined the guild automatically and you were able to like bounce questions off the guild members. If you needed some help with equipment, different, what's this? Oh, sweet. Always appreciate the leather armor. Always appreciate the leather armor. Oh yeah, for sure I can add Niffy. Yeah, for sure. Where do we got our ruin for our house here? We gotta get our ruin out for our house. All right, 1 second here. Papua, Oklo. Oh, I guess I need that one for my travel back, right? All right, drop the ruin for Heel's house. Oh, there we go. So that's the other thing about this game too, folks. For anyone that's new to Ultima Online, the housing system on this game is probably some of the best housing I've ever seen in a game, especially for the time period too, right? Here, we'll come over here actually. I'm always super paranoid about gate hoppers, but I guess at the same time too, like we're just going to the house, like it doesn't really matter, right? We're not going out to hunt. We're not going out to kill things, so who cares? I'll be honest, I'm surprised I fizzle as much as I do at 91 Majory on gate travel. But I mean, it is what it is, right? Oh, of course. I ban thee. I ban thee. I ban thee. Get ourselves healed up here. All right. I haven't set all my hotkeys yet or anything like that either yet, so I gotta make sure that I do that. Whoa, bud, I didn't realize you were DP'd. Sorry, man. Racked with extreme pain. Where are all my regents, too? I got no garlic left? Alright, give me a second here. Apparently I have no regents left. Regents? Alright, just touch the guild stone there, Niffy. Today is a safer internet day. Yeah, it's so true, APA coupons. I'm okay with that, though. All right, and you're in the guild there, Niffy. Any certain guild title that you would want? That's a really neat thing about this game too. So you can actually set the guild title. So I am GM heals on you. So guild master heals on you. The other members can have their own titles. And I do actually have the ability to set that as well, which is really nice. Alright, let's see here. Okay. We're gonna do, I guess, looks like this is your fencer, so I'm gonna do a guardian. You'll get a guardian title if that's cool for now. That's just kind of like a placeholder, more or less, like until you either figure out a title or like you get like ranked up or something like that. Like even if you want, would you rather? Because I figured like you could be oh, this is a blacksmith. Oh, okay, this is your blacksmith. Sorry, mate. Okay, so actually that's not going to work then. I'd rather have you. This is my GM crafter. Okay, so what are we going to use? Let's look up something here for crafters. We're going to look up like a crafter title here then. 1 second here, folks. We're gonna pull up oh, you know what? we're gonna do artisan. You're gonna be an artisan. You're gonna be an artisan. Yeah, that's what you're gonna be. That's what you're gonna be. I'm gonna make sure I'm spelling it right here though, folks, because I'm horrible at spelling. Okay, artisan. Oh. Okay, so there we go. There, you're an artisan. I like it. Oh, that's awesome. Hey, Crush'em, how's it going today, bud? We're just slowly playing some Ultima Online here, getting some new members recruited. Ooh, some Shadow. Ooh, that's nifty. All right, when do I have... I don't think I have Regents in here. 1 second. No, I don't think I do. Hoping he can get us back. Okay, let's see here. Oh, okay, good. You don't need that for gate. I didn't think so, but... guess I should get more garlic in my bag, just in case. And recruiting for guild again. I'm going to have to set a macro for that eventually so that I can actually just have that pop up, so I don't have to retype it every time I want to say that. Recruiting new members for spiritually initiated. All right. Attack. Why would you want to attack me, Crush'em? Aw. You know what? Here, we'll keep you occupied. We'll keep you occupied, Crush'em. Here's some stars for you. So what you can do, Twitch viewers, is you can exclamation jump for the stars. If you are, I believe you have to be typing in chat to get an avatar. But once you start typing in chat, you'll be given an avatar. You can choose what avatar represents you. And after you've done all that, then you can exclamation jump and collect some potion points. And that's always fun. Oh, and thank you so much, PA Coupons, for the like on the stream. Always appreciated. Always appreciate the likes. Any likes, shares, follows are always appreciated. We're trying to slowly build the community up here. Trying to keep people healed up in game and in real life, right? We've got some good community growth here in Ultima Online. I believe we are pushing double digits for community members joining up. We have a few of my older friends joining that used to play Ultima Online. We've got a couple of newer players joining up that wanted to support the community and want to be part of the new community in Ultima Online. And in some cases, I think some people just like the idea of being able to own a house, being able to run a shop, being a crafter. It's kind of a neat idea in a game like this, right? Being able to sell your wares to community members is a really neat idea because, as Niffy and I were talking about it before, as a Grandmaster craftsman, so once you reach 100 skill level in your given craftsman's skill, you can actually craft items and tag them. So Quicksilver is my tailor, so I have made my entire outfit. So my outfit is actually crafted by Quicksilver, and you tag the items. So when you sell an item in your shop and someone buys it, someone will wear your item around the game, and then you can potentially see your wares being worn. It's kind of like, you could name like a character The Gap or something. That's why I named my character Quicksilver, because it's made by Quicksilver clothing. I thought that was kind of a funny idea. So the points crush 'em are going to be available for the stream store. Essentially, I haven't opened the stream store up because you have to be a Twitch affiliate, and I'll be honest, I don't really like the idea of doing that. I got the email a little while ago for becoming a Twitch affiliate, but they run like pre-roll ads and stuff like that, and I'm not really into that idea yet, because a lot of members and a lot of viewers don't like ads. So from the minimal amount of money that I would make from pre-roll ads and stuff like that, I'd rather just have affiliate turned off, and then people can just enjoy the stream a little bit easier, bud. Yeah, we really do need to get a vendor up for the Guild Ekers. That's very true. But on that note, Crush'em, if and when I do open up the stream store with affiliate and everything like that, you'll be able to purchase different little funny redemption things and stuff like that. I have some, read a Guinness Book of Records record quote. What else is there? There's a couple different potions. You can purchase different potions from the potion store. Everyone seems to be really fun with that. You can turn off ads. The pre-roll ads? No, I don't think you can turn off pre-roll ads, mate. You can choose to not run your 60-second or 30-second mid-roll ads, which is a button you choose to click or whatnot. But pre-roll ads are run from Twitch as soon as you choose to be affiliate. That's from my research, that's a pretty hardwired thing, because they're making their cut off those pre-roll ads for you being affiliate, right? Oh, by the way, the rune and the key was stolen from my bag last night and was left at my doorstep last night. No way! That's pretty decent, mate. That's really decent. Like, that's the thing. This server does seem to have pretty, a pretty okay community built around it. There really doesn't seem to be a lot of griefers and stuff like that. Like, even the other day, we were at the Lich Lords in Deceit, and with a relatively new group of, players and stuff like that, and we were just hacking away at the Lich Lords. All of a sudden, a dark one spawned. I don't even know what that is. It must be something like a Paragon creature or something like that. But a dark one spawned, virtually took out the entire team. I almost died. I was the only one to make it through. And then all of a sudden a red showed up. But the red, for the most part, from what I could tell, A, wasn't really attacking us, and B, seemed to be almost helping us. So that was really interesting too. Normally, I'm used to a red showing up. You get killed, you get dry looted, you get rezzed by that PK, and then you tend to generally get, res killed for the next 5 to 10 minutes as they're probably laughing maniacally on their own screen, right? But this one was different. So shout out to the cool PK in Deceit. But no, that's pretty cool. Yeah, Anna was the name. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool of her. But yeah, Crush'em, it's unfortunate you can't turn off pre-roll ads, because that's the biggest deterrent for new viewers too, right? Is as soon as you go to click on a streamer, all of a sudden you've got to sit there and literally commit to 30 seconds of ad before you even know if the streamer's worth sticking around for, right? So it's kind of a double-edged sword of becoming a Twitch affiliate, right? And the other thing too is, that's probably my biggest detractor from doing it, is Twitch is the only one that I know of anyways, through research and reading, that apparently once you are a Twitch affiliate, you can't live stream on any other platform. It's written into the code and conduct of their terms and conditions that essentially you are only streaming for them. You can do recorded content on YouTube, Facebook, all the other platforms, but you can only live stream on Twitch once you're a Twitch affiliate, which again is a big detractor, because I do have a lot of friends and family that watch me on Facebook, and I do like my tech talks and stuff there, so I didn't want to lose that audience and stuff like that. And YouTube too. Actually, I have like my nephew, and I have a couple of subscribers on YouTube, so I want to make sure that I'm still available for them too, right? Yeah, we might switch up the game here sooner than later here, folks. There's not really too much going on in town here right now. It's pretty quiet in town. We might, like I said, we'll probably switch up to maybe some paladins or something like that. Something a little bit more upbeat. I was just kind of bank sitting anyways, seeing if there was anyone new in town, seeing if there was any new players. Oh, look at, we got some guild members here. Howdy do? I always think it looks so neat when all our guild members are sitting in town with like the true black and the green on and stuff like that. Just makes everyone look like they're part of the team, right? Sorry, what do you mean by that, Crush'em? Can you make a different account? No, like you mean a different Twitch account? No, that would be pretty shady, bud. I don't want to start doing things like that either. Like make a new, like because at the same time too, like no offense, what's the point of really going affiliate, right? Like I think, like no offense, I think affiliate for a lot of people is just kind of like this, like it's kind of a status symbol, right? To say that you've made affiliate and whatnot. But like when you actually break down the numbers and stuff like that, being affiliate from my readings and stuff, and most big streamers will agree, for a new streamer, being affiliate can almost hurt you, like I was explaining in a lot of ways, than help you. So but yeah, no, I don't want to get into like all the shady stuff, like create like a new account here to be able to stream here, to separate it from my other account here and stuff like that. Like everything's working right now the way it sits right now, right? So why not just keep it the way it's going? I can stream for my Twitch viewers, I can stream for my Facebook viewers, my YouTube viewers, Twitter viewers, all at the same time the way my current stream is set up, so I don't need to really change it, right? It's just unfortunate that Twitch wants to be like that, right? And not allow people to kind of use the systems built in unless they go affiliate and choose to only stream through Twitch. I mean, it's not a bad idea. Don't get me wrong. It's not a bad idea. It's just at the other side too, like what's to gain, right? I'd rather just have a good time and, like I said, let people just come and go into my stream as they please, not have to worry about pre-roll ads, all that kind of stuff, right? If you want to support the stream, like my stream, follow my stream, notify yourself when I go live on Facebook to my stream, share my stream, that type of stuff if you want to support the stream, right? Boop, boop, boo. Oh. Yeah, I really do have to make a macro for saying this. Because I'm going to keep going to type something and then forget that this wasn't my last thing that I had typed. Because in Ultima Online here, it's so old school, you can bring up past things that you've typed by pressing Control Q. So you can always just roll through all the things that you've said, and that's really convenient that way. But you should hotkey the things that you actually want to say a lot. I was watching you the other day on Paladins Crush'em. That's been kind of the go-to game recently, it seems like, eh? Seems like that new character brought a lot of people back. What is it? The I keep forgetting it's a girl, the Yogarath. She is really super cool. She plays a lot like Hammond from Overwatch, eh? Very mobile. She kind of like locks down sections of the map so that you don't really want to like go through certain choke points and stuff like that. A very interesting character, eh? Oh, okay, maybe it was, okay, I'm getting confused then. It's my buddy that's been playing a lot of Paladins. You've been playing a lot of Overwatch recently, if I'm not mistaken then. Yeah, she's really hard to kill. Because like a Hammond, she's got enough durability where she can tuck away. And her mobility is, I mean, through the roof for a character that tanky, right? But... no, I'm really excited for Oh, okay, so maybe it was you then, Crush'em. A lot of the times too, bud, I don't talk in streams or anything like that because I don't want to, like, no offense, I don't want to like get committed to like a conversation or something, because half the times I'm just kind of jumping around streams when I'm inside my house, watching Oscar and stuff like that and everything, right? So I try not to talk in chats as much as possible. I know that sounds weird. Plus, in a lot of cases too, I jump into people's streams, they'll be mid-fight or something and I don't want to distract them or something, so I usually just lurk in the background, bud. Overwatch keeps triggering you? You know what I think it is too? I think from a lot of people I'm hearing, like, well, especially now too, we've gotten word that apparently Overwatch 2 is being delayed now, right? Which, I mean, is pretty understandable with everything going on, but we're probably not going to see Overwatch 2 in 2021 now. From rumors and from murmurs in the, the community and everything like that. That seems to be the buzz now. So that's kind of unfortunate, but I'm hoping what that means is you see a little bit more development for Overwatch. Maybe a new character, maybe a new map or something. So Samuel, this is Oklo Bank in Ultima Online Renaissance. So by all means, if you would like to join up with the community, start a new character. Most of us are new on this server. We've just pretty much brought a bunch of community members onto this server that used to play. We've all started building up characters slowly within the last, I'd say week to 2 weeks here roughly. So as you can see, like even my tamer character here, which is going to be like my main character, isn't even fully built, right? Animal taming is still being worked up. Magery is still being worked up. Vet is still being worked up. I figured I'd kind of start recruiting though with other potential new players on the server, just to help have a community and to be able to bounce questions off of and stuff like that. But this is Oklo Bank. So when you're a new player on the Ultima Online Renaissance server, when you first join up, you'll be given an option to join the young player system, and you'll be teleported to Oklo Island, which is kind of like a new player haven. There's a lot of potential skill gain here. Cotton fields for bandages. There's a newbie dungeon, stuff like that, right? Or you just got item identification on your alt. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, we're just kind of doing like almost like a just chatting session slash recruiting session with the gameplay here this morning, Samuel. But again, we'd love to have you in the community if you are an Ultima Online player, even if you're just a casual player or whatnot, or you're just kind of wondering what this is. By all means, jump in, check it out. We'd love to have you. There's some really neat content in it. And this is a T2A time period server. So pre-Tremel, pre a lot of the flashy stuff, right? Like if you notice, like the best armor you're probably gonna see on this server is Valrite plate armor. That's about as fancy dancy as this server gets. The Valrite plate. We'll do a couple more macros here. And then we'll probably, like I said, we'll jump over into some paladins probably. Man, I'm at like a stuck spot for hiding here. 97 hiding. Maybe we should try maybe somewhere less I don't know. Is that really going to make it? I don't think that's ever made a difference in Ultima Online, has it? Where your hiding location is for skill gain? Because I don't think there's a... Unless you're up against like a player-run building, because if you're up against a player-run building or in a player-run building, apparently there's like a 90% chance to hide, even with 0 hiding. So essentially with Ultima Online, for anyone that doesn't know this or for anyone that's new to Ultima Online, you have to have a chance to fail a skill to essentially have a chance to gain in a skill point. And I can go into that deeper and more technical stuff on my Discord if anyone wants to. But essentially what that means is you need to sometimes fail, right? You can't just always be perfect at whatever you're doing to get skill. So hiding always has a chance to fail unless you're in a player run house, right? So I should be gaining skill here, but I've been at 97 for like hours now. Yeah, see, that's the thing too. I normally just macro hiding at the bank until GM, but ooh, it is slow. I'm at 100 stealth and 97 hiding. That's weird. That's weird. That's really weird. Excuse me, Sabrina? I just read that message. Why does it look like there is a cheesy Magneto soaring at the bottom of my screen? Cheesy? Excuse me? Magneto is my favorite. There's nothing cheesy about Magneto. How's it going today, Sabrina? I just jumped to 11 right off the hop, eh? Don't be messing with my Marvel characters. How are you today? So, just for point of reference, Sabrina, what that is if, because I stream on multiple platforms, you are watching from Facebook, others are watching from a streaming service called Twitch, which is more geared for like gamers. So essentially there's a couple of different side games and add-ons that you can pair with the stream, and stream avatars is one of them, where essentially you get little avatars that represent your character at the bottom of my screen, and you can interact with the stream avatars, you can earn points with them, different things like that, right? But that is something I believe from what I've read and stuff, I believe that's exclusive to Twitch. Only Twitch people can interact with the stream avatars, unfortunately. I wouldn't be in the least bit surprised in the future if it is added to Facebook Gaming, because Facebook Gaming is getting a lot more traction. They just added a Facebook Gaming app separate from Facebook itself, so it's more like the Twitch app. Where you can watch streamers pretty much exclusively stream video games on the Facebook Gaming app. So different things like that. So Facebook is really, really pushing their video game streaming portion of the platform. It's kind of neat to see, actually. Welcome, come all. Come one, come all. Welcome to New Guild. New players are welcome. We are accepting new players. New players are, of course, welcome, because without new players, you can't keep the server running. And that's a big thing. I've made this point a lot with a game like this. Ultima Online is based around the community, both the game itself and the players, because this server is being run by, I'll be honest, in this case, I'm not sure. Sorry, one second, I'm not sure in this case who the actual developer of or the owner of UO Renaissance is. The owner of UO Forever was nice enough to jump into my stream the other day. That's another popular UO server as well. They were nice enough to jump into my stream the other day and watch me for a little bit. That was pretty cool, actually. And it was funny too, because that same streamer, my buddy had sent me a video a couple days previous of some random guy at that time singing a song about Ultima Online, like our favorite old school game. And then a couple of days later, the same guy that was in the video singing the song jumps into my stream, which I thought was pretty funny and cool. Small world, right? Oh, see, that's super weird. Like, why would stealth be going up so much faster than hiding, essentially, right? Because also, too, like, I've been at 90 plus hiding. Like, I was at 91 hiding, roughly, when I started training stealth for point of reference. So from me gaining roughly I started stealth at training, so 30 stealth, to GM, I've only gained, like, 6 skill points in hiding? That seems really weird. But like I said, it could be based on the macro, because my macro does not include hiding on every attempt. The only time I actually use hiding on my stealth macro is when I have to hide, so it wouldn't be used all the time, so that's probably maybe a given reason. But on that note, oh, see, look at 97.1. This whole time we've been chatting everything, I've gained 0.1. That's slow gains. Oh, silver. So this is Ultima Online Renaissance. Yes, yeah. By all means, if you would like to join, we'd love to have you. I know a lot of people play on, like, Outlands. A lot of people play on UO Forever. I just really like the server because it was a nice period piece and everything like that. We've got a lot of old school UO gamers that are kind of joining with me back to UO. So it was kind of neat to join up to this server because it was a very true to the time T2A time period piece. I liked it. What server do you play on, Silver? I'm just macroing my picker here right now. We're building up a treasure hunter / dungeon picker. So we're macroing up hiding, stealth. Next skill I'm going to be working on is lockpicking and cartography, obviously. So, oh, see, you're an Outlands gamer, eh? There's a lot of Outlands people out there. I actually had a buddy who plays on Outlands, and actually, it's funny. I have a character on Outlands, and I've got a character on UO Forever. Outlands, I'll admit, for me was just too different. For jumping back into Ultima Online after, like, decades? I don't want to date myself too much, but after jumping back in after a lot of years, I didn't want something too different where I was trying to essentially relearn the game, relearn a new map, relearn mechanics, and Outland is very different in terms of, like, the map positioning, but it don't get me wrong, very cool server. It was really neat. Well, again, Silver, if you're ever looking for a new community or anything like that, you'd like to join up with some fellow gamers or whatnot, we'd love to have you here. I know you don't probably want to spread yourself too thin, but of course we'd love to have you in the community. Even what we're trying to do is, right now, we're essentially trying to create kind of like not so much like a new guild per se, but a helpful community guild where there can be some vets in the guild, kind of almost like a village, and then as people join, they can, bounce questions off the different members, different vets, maybe get some help with different items or skills, and then from there they can either leave the guild or help the guild further. But I want to make a little bit of a community here and stuff like that, just to help out new players and stuff like that, right? Oh, that'd be super cool, actually, Silver. That'd be really awesome. If you want to check it out, I mean, we'd love to have you. That would be really neat. And by all means, we actually were given a really super helpful helping hand from Lord Alex when we first started. So if you need help with a little bit of money to get started, maybe a house to macro in or something, we can help you out that way and stuff. Get started on the server too, which is really cool. And I believe, like I was saying earlier, I think we're almost pushing, I want to say, getting into or around the double digits mark for people joining with the Heals on You community. So we've got a couple of my old school like gamer friends joining, and we've got a couple of my Twitch community members joining as well, slowly like macroing skills in the background and everything like that. But we've got a couple houses placed, we've got our guild stone placed, so we're off to a pretty good start for like a week or two in, right? Not a bad start for a week or two in. And Erwin is well on her way. Actually, one thing I forgot to do was the other day I completely forgot to mark a ruin for the Moonglow Bank, because you need to go to Moonglow to get to T2A, and with my taming right now, I find the fastest taming right now is pretty much from T2A. Pretty much just taming random frenzied ostards, taming random giant toads and stuff like that. You can use there's a bull taming technique, which is kind of more away from keyboard, but it is quite a bit slower at the level I'm at. And there's also some different bull farm techniques for gaining skill, which is essentially like using multiple tamers to build up. Oh, I hate that, how it doesn't withdraw money from your bank. How you can use a line of tamers to build up skill quicker too, because as you tame something and release it, it becomes harder to tame for the next tamer, so you can build up skill quicker that way. It's all technical mumbo jumbo, but if anyone's interested in that kind of stuff, I go over a lot of that stuff in my Discord as well. And a lot of that information can be found there. We do a lot of discussions on character builds, a lot of different discussions on essentially just, you know, how to gain skill, different areas to gain skill, things like that, right? Different methods. There's a lot of like old school tricks and stuff like that that as a vet I've kind of picked up over the years. Like, you know, training healing and meditation is one of those ones that's actually very easy if you have a magic spell hat, and a lot of people don't think about using that. So different things like that, right? And my Discord is kind of nice for that. And the nice thing too is, as I was saying, that's what I'm trying to create, like the guild and community around, is essentially helping new players. You know, someone might be stuck with a skill or something like that, and it's just helpful to be able to bounce a question off someone, right? Heals house, okay. Just trying to get some ruins ready here for when I go to Moonglow here, because I'm gonna have to go to Moonglow to get back to T2A. I'll do some taming really quick here before I log off, just to show some gameplay here real quick, just for anyone that has been watching and that doesn't really know the game potentially. Where is the... okay, here it is. Yeah. So with the game too, you can teleport around with the Magerie ability, which is obviously super helpful, right? And where I'm going right now is to the Moonglow. It's a maze shop where there is a portal at the back where you can teleport to T2A. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark a ruin for right here. T2A Moonglow. That'll work. And you can name your ruins too. So like if I click on it now, you can actually see that it's T2A Moonglow, which is pretty cool. So we're going to go here. And then when you stand on this altar, you have to say a magic word. I believe is, what is it, Recdu, to go there? Yeah. So Recdu, R-E-C-D-U, is the magic word to teleport into T2A. So now I'm in T2A. So this is For anyone super, super old school, this is the expansion for Ultima Online. So once Ultima Online, the old world that I was just in, was played for a while, all the content was played, they added this T2A expansion pack to Ultima. And we're talking like decades ago at this point, folks. Literally decades ago. But this is the expansion pack for Ultima Online. And I do have a ruin for here on me, right? Oklo. Heals. Oh, no, this one's the short run. I just run back here. I forgot about that. Okay, so that's fine. One dead... that guy has literally been sitting there for, like, days now. He's here every time I come to town. Okay, so what we're doing is we're just kind of running out into the wilderness. We're just kind of looking for, essentially, any... As I was explaining, any, like, frenzied ostards, they're good to tame at this level. We're looking for any giant toads. This is a really good area for both those to spawn. So, oh, yep, we got a frenzied right here that we can tame. So we will piece it. We'll get it to combat us. We'll pull it out of this area because there's a lot of aggro bulls there. I don't like taming in that area, just in case we're not paying attention for a minute or two, so we don't get killed. I'm smarter in this than I am in Stardew, that's for sure. Just for anyone that watches me play Stardew, I like to pass out in that game a lot. Okay, so we'll piece the Frenzied Ostard, okay? And then essentially what I've got is, I've got a macro that essentially just runs taming over and over and over again. So as I'm just kind of sitting here talking and chatting and stuff like that, the taming macro is going to run in the background, and that will build up my taming. And again, I'm just going to show you a couple of quick points here, just to show you some gameplay and stuff like that. This is kind of the more boring side of the gameplay. This is skill gain and stuff like that. But at least you can kind of see what's going on and stuff like that. It is very old school, but it's awesome. It's the mac and cheese of gaming. See, and right now, what essentially is happening is I'm failing to tame the creature, which as a tamer, you want. You want to fail taming a creature as much as possible. Because as soon as I tame this creature, I have to, like, release it. I have to kill it off. I know. And then I've got to get a new one to respawn, to retame a new one, to try and gain more skill on that one. So it's best for me to fail on a creature as much as possible, so long as it's something that you can actually tame, because obviously your taming has to be at a certain level to tame something before you can even attempt to tame it. So that one accepted me relatively quick, actually. So we'll pull up his health bar. We'll kind of use him as bait. What a big tip too for any like new tamers out there, what you can actually do is while you're taming, you can position your followed animal between you and the animal that you're trying to tame, to use that as like almost like a tank or an aggro point. And what I mean by that is, so for an example, if like I'm gonna have to like wait a minute to show you here. If I get this frenzied ostard to a point where he's on the other side of my ostard, what I can do is I can use the ostard that's now following me as a distraction, and every time the wild frenzied ostard gets unpieced, he'll just attack the other frenzied like he'll just attack my frenzied ostard instead of me, which is obviously really helpful. So watch. So I go like this, I piece him. I'm gonna have to change that macro too. It brings up my paper doll every time I hit piece. Yeah. Okay, so he's on me now, and then watch this. So I'll hit my taming macro. So now when this ostard becomes unpieced, so when he becomes aggressive again, he's gonna attack my ostard instead of me, because the ostard is positioned between me and the aggressive ostard, which is gonna force him to attack his closest target, which is my pet, not me. Which when you're trying to tame like dragons, nightmares, any of the bigger tamables, it's a really helpful tip to have that, because essentially it gives you an extra couple of quick seconds to react to a creature before he kills you. In this case, like a frenzied ostrich, like I could probably sit here for literally a couple of minutes and like not get killed by the frenzied before realizing he's attacking me. But like a dragon, I've had it before where like you'll get explosion, which is a delayed damaged spell, and then he'll fireball you at the same time and then swipe you as you go to run away, and you realize what's happening. See, he just attacked my ostrich, right? So now I can calmly sit here. You know, I can piece him calmly. I've stopped my macro. I'll piece him again. And then again, I can go into taming again, right? And all I have to do is get my pet to follow me and then reset that that whole setup again, right? And if you notice, my healing is, or my taming is going up relatively quick. 0.2 gains off this one ostrich alone. But yeah, a dragon, like I was saying, has the potential to kill you in like one combo before you even realize the dragon has like become unpieced. So this tip and this trick is very useful for people trying to tame a lot of the bigger tamables. Dragons, nightmares, white worms, stuff like that, right? Just little helpful tips for new people to Ultima Online. New people to Ultima Online, right? We're talking about a game that came out in the mid-90s here, folks. I don't know how many new people we're recruiting into Ultima Online at this point. We might bring some vets back again, but I don't know how many new players we're gonna bring into Ultima Online. I got my nephew to start playing. He played for a short little bit. I don't know if this is his type of game. It's not like 3D, it doesn't, you know, there's no emote dances or anything like that. There's no player skins, so I don't know if it's really his type of game, right? Alright, so we'll piece him again. Oh, we're still taming here. Okay. Oh, do I not have bandages on me? Alright, there we go. Pull away a couple squares here, and then continue the taming macro. Well, we have, you're right, no, Car, you're right, we do have outfits in this game, and in my opinion, that's the cool thing about Ultima Online, and that's what I've been trying to, like, preach to people, too, is, Ultima Online, in my opinion, still to this day has one of the best crafting systems going, in terms of skill gain, the pinnacle of reaching Grandmaster in your crafting skill, and then the ability afterwards to be able to actually open up a vendor mall and be able to actually sell your wares while you're offline is one of the coolest. Like I know there's auctions in like newer games and stuff like that, but there's still nothing as cool as going to like a player run vendor, like a really well run one, that's very well decorated, very well organized, and being able to like essentially shop through the different vendors, right? And a very, like I've said too, a very cool feature about Ultima Online is the fact that you can tag your craftables. So when you are a Grandmaster Tamer, when you're a Grandmaster Crafter, you actually get the ability to tag your wares. So my crafter is Quicksilver, and look at here. Half apron, crafted by Quicksilver. Cloak, crafted by Quicksilver. So even if I was to sell my wares in my shop, my house, people running around after they've purchased them will show who they've purchased it by, and you can see people wearing your stuff. So you could like name your character, you know, different clothing companies are really popular, right? Like The Gap, different stuff like that, right? But it's really neat to see that kind of stuff, right? Like it's so cool. Oh, you're installing now? No way, that's awesome, Car. I'm super happy to hear that. Yeah, so for anyone else that wants to join up, this is the download code for our server. It is Ultima Online Renaissance. It is a period piece for anyone old school to Ultima Online. Great period piece server that I found here. Very true to the times. It's neat too because the community is super helpful here. It's all pre-Tremel based. So the neat thing about this game is there's so much freedom of choice, right? For an example, I know it would scare a lot of newer gamers, but for an example, right now, I am completely open to be killed by anyone walking by. And what I mean by that is if another player, because this is an MMO, right? Anyone could be walking by at any point in time. It's open world. If anyone wants to while they're walking by, they could openly attack me and try and kill me and steal virtually everything I'm carrying. That's the other neat thing too, the loot system. What you're carrying is available to be looted, right? So if you're not careful, you're going to get looted, right? If you're carrying valuables, you're going to get looted. It's a risk versus reward system, right? The more risk you want to spend, the more reward you will get. So it's really neat that way. Oh, I'll stay. We'll get them to stay here for a second. I'll pull out this other frenzied here. Try and get him to aggro on me here for a second. Yep, there we go. Okay. So this is a really useful way I find to build up skill. Because like I was saying, essentially, I'm just using my frenzied ostards to kind of break the line of sight with this guy here. And then I just slowly run a taming macro in the back here on this guy. And I can kind of do it semi-AFK, which is kind of nice, right? I can watch a TV show in the background, gain some taming skill. There are ways to do it like virtually full AFK with the bull farm and stuff like that, like I was explaining before. But in my opinion, this is generally quicker gains, especially once you hit like 80 plus. But again, we discuss a lot of this stuff on my Discord, right? And if anyone wants to join up on the Discord, join up. It's a great, friendly community. We discuss a lot of different games, a lot of UO talk and stuff like that, different builds, different templates that we discuss. So join up, have a good time in the community, right? And while we're at it, take a healing potion, right? Oh, what do we got here? Why is this guy attacking me? I'll follow. This animal looks tame already. Yeah, okay. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to probably, I hate to do it. Oh, I don't want to show you guys this, but we're coming to the period here. We're probably going to have to kill off some tames here, especially this one that's aggroing me the whole time. He's annoying. I'll stay. Okay, so this is the part I don't like doing, but it has to be done. We have to thin out the herd, unfortunately, as I like to call it. So I hate to do it, but oh, sorry folks, we gotta thin out the herd here. So essentially we've just told our 2 frenzied ostards to attack the 1 new tame and take him out. So it's almost like a velociraptor fight here. But no, this is an effective way of getting new animals to tame, because essentially whoa, I almost died there. Holy jumping. I was so close to dying. That's crazy. I didn't even notice that. But this is a great way to thin out the herd to get new animals to tame. Because as I was saying, as a tamer, you have to continually tame and release new animals, which can be very slow if you don't have a good spawn. And this spot is really good for frenzieds and giant toads, which is what you want to tame at this level. Oh, pets aren't following me. Follow me. Follow me if you want to live. And I'm super excited that Car's gonna join up and join the server and hopefully join the guild here. I'm excited. So that's another member. So I think that probably would push us into double digits at this point. We have, like I was saying, we have quite a few members joining from Facebook, like my older UO friends, like veterans of Ultima Online. And then on top of that, we've been slowly gaining new members in the Ultima Online Twitch community as well. We've had a lot of traction there, and a lot of people have been really positive about the game there. So we've been slowly gaining members from there too. So I think we're pushing double digits at this point, folks. So that's pretty cool. Especially for a game this old, right? Oh, all right, we're gonna kill this guy here, get rid of this Mong bat here. Okay, And then tame up this Frenzied. Oh, there we go. So yeah, we've had a lot of people jump in from other servers and stuff like that too, which is really neat. Like I've been saying the whole time, there is such a community built around Ultima Online at this point, because there has to be. Ultima Online is a game that came out in the mid-90s, and for the most part, without player-run servers, without the player-driven community, promoting the game, bringing people back to the game, letting people know the game is even still playable, it wouldn't still be available and playable. For some reason, as we were discussing earlier, for some reason Ultima Online did not keep the traction over the years that RuneScape kept, even though they came out, I believe, roughly at the same time, and very similar playstyles. So if you like RuneScape and want a change, want to try something different, come try UO, right? It's a great game. I always say it's the mac and cheese of gaming. It's one of those games that I always feel like I could leave for a little while and then essentially come back to after a period of time, and always feel very comfortable coming back to this game. So it's kind of the mac and cheese of gaming. It just makes you feel comfortable, right? And I know I've had a lot of people laugh at that analogy, but I really feel like it's so true. It really feels like the mac and cheese of gaming. Oh, see, you played UO Forever for years. I've heard that a lot, actually. UO Forever looked like a really, really neat server. One of my buddies actually played on that server, and I actually played on Angel Island, which was another Ultima Online server, or player-run server, run by a player named Adam Ant, and it was kind of almost a role-play server. And I played on that server for years, probably around, by the sounds of things, probably around like the peak of the hybrid server. Like I was playing on Angel Island at its peak, well, UO hybrid was probably at its peak, which I guess from what I've been told was roughly around like the 2005 to 2011 range, was roughly when I was playing Angel Island, if I remember correctly. Oh, what do we got here? Mongbat. Oh, kill. There you go. Nice easy kill there, eh? That's the thing with taming. Like, just for anyone that doesn't know, taming in this game is the most overpowered skill in the game. It is the strongest PVM skill by far in the game. Once you become a tamer, like, money is relatively easy to get. That's why I'm working so hard at it here. The gains are slow, but what can you do, right? Oh, so you played Hybrid too, Akar? I had another buddy that played Hybrid, and it's funny. I didn't realize he was playing Hybrid at the same time I was playing Angel Island, and vice versa, where I had like a little secondary character on Hybrid, and he had a secondary character on Angel Island, but neither one of, like, and we're like long time best, like, you know, best buddies growing up and everything, right? And neither one of us knew that either one of us were playing on, like, UO in general or on each other's servers at the time. So it's really funny about things like that too, right? Whereas, you know, that's one reason why I'm really happy about doing my Ultima Online streams and stuff like that now, is because it's kind of bringing my community together. I've had a lot of people from Facebook like message me like, you know, oh, I used to play that game, like that's still available to be played, and things like that too, right? And then same thing with the community from Twitch. I've had a lot of people you know, either A, know that Ultima Online is still available and just don't know this server's available, or B, kind of flipping through and go, whoa, you can still play Ultima Online? I used to play that, you know, years ago. All right. So what we'll do is I think we'll try and make it to maybe 82. Maybe we'll try and make it to 82. and then we will switch up games here maybe. I think that's going to be the plan here. Yeah, hybrid was pretty cool. My only thing is though with those, in a lot of cases, like maybe not hybrid. I didn't play too much on hybrid, but there's so many like different servers that have like they're based around T2A, but then the custom content is so different in terms of like weapons and stuff like that, that if you don't have like a special weapon or something, like you're so lacking, right? Like I played on this one server where essentially like I went to go run into Shame to just go like hit some earth ellies and stuff like that, and all of a sudden I got swarmed by probably like 50 earth elements, and I'm thinking like, how am I supposed to take this out as someone with even just like a power broadsword, right? And peacemaking. Like normally that would be a pretty viable character build in this time period, like a peacemaking warrior with like a decent weapon, but I got crushed. So it was kind of like really disheartening to play on a server like that, unfortunately, where me as an old school player seeing, oh, it's T2A based, jumped back into it, and then all of a sudden I'm trying to do content that I feel should be relatively easy for that character, and I'm getting crushed in it, right? Whereas this server, I hopped on right away. I felt very comfortable in terms of where creature placement was, where kind of my memory brought me in terms of like skill gain and stuff like that. Like, okay, I need to go here for bulls, and I need to go here for great hearts to tame and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But I do like the fact, like I said too, I like the fact that everyone has been very, oh, okay. Everyone has been very, very helpful here and very, like, nice so far. It's funny, even the PKs have been relatively nice. Like, no one has been, like, dry looting stuff. Things like, I mean, obviously, give me more time and stuff. Like, I got res killed one night, but honestly, it was funny, and two, like, I was being a pain to the person. Like, I was gate hopping people in town. Like, I deserved to be res killed, and I was having fun with it. Like, I kept running back to the same spot where the PK was, and, like, instigating him, like, hey, how's it going? Like, you know what I mean? Like, being a goof that way, so I kind of deserved it. But no, for the most part, like, people have been very friendly, very helpful. Like I was saying, like, shout out to Lord Alex again. He gave us a huge helping hand when we started here. So that's the nice thing too, Car, is we can actually give you some stuff to start up. We could probably even afford to purchase like a small house for you or something, maybe to macro in, stuff like that, right? Hey, you two Eekers, by all means, have a great day, enjoy, and oh, where did it go? Take a healing potion with you, right? Take the healing potion with you. Oh, you know what? Take the whole healing potion ring with you. I always forget that when I'm playing Ultima Online, people will actually get these references. So you've got agility, greater agility over here. You've got poison up here. So this is a potion wreath that my girlfriend made me just before Christmas of all the different Ultima Online potions, which obviously is super cool for me because I'm potion obsessed. I love my potions. All right, so we've got a third one now. Oh, no, we just took him out. Okay, so we're back to 2 now. All right, let's get that giant toad now. Get him going here. Giant toads are so slow. I'll just pull him back into this little cove here. Okay, so that's good. And then start the taming macro. And again, like if I wasn't online streaming and everything, like it's nice. I could have a TV show running and stuff like that, still be training my taming in the background and stuff. So you can kind of do it semi AFK. And like I said, all I have is, I'll show you like my razor. I mean, it's pretty simple to set up. I mean, I'm sure anyone could figure out what I'm doing here. But essentially what I have is just my taming macro, which is use skill taming and then execute last target. So all it's doing is literally just like every second is just trying to tame this creature. So that's why I'm getting all these system messages. And then once it's either needs to be pieced or whatever, I just have another hotkey to stop the given running macro. And then I go back to piecing it. Once it's pieced, go back to taming the taming macro, right? And it's relatively, you know, easy back burner stuff that way. I mean, you can do this stuff fully AFK at the lower levels when you're not in spawns where the stuff is aggroing you. Or the other thing too is if you do it early enough, I don't do it this way, but a lot of people will do taming first and use their young player status, because as a young player, things don't aggro you, which is obviously very helpful for this. So you could sit here and just try and tame this creature without aggro, but I do it the opposite way. I usually build up my other skills first and then save taming for last, because it makes this point of taming much easier. Taking out the creatures that you've tamed, being able to gate yourself around and recall around, and then even further, when I start being able to tame like drakes and stuff, I can still do that without much worry that I'm gonna die because all my other skills are built up, right? So little things to consider and think about. And you hear me click-clacking away on all my hotkeys here. So again, like, all of this stuff can be set up through Razor, which is a side app for Ultima Online, which is kind of like an ease of life app. Generally, it comes with the download. And again, on Discord, if anyone needs help setting up Razor, different macros, like right now, like Stealth, Strafe last night was building up Stealth, which is a really cool macro, actually. Like here, I'll show you this one. So this is the Stealth macro. So this essentially runs Stealth in the background and only uses hiding when you need to use hiding. Because I actually, if you noticed here, GM'd Stealth before I GM'd hiding. So, and that's a really easy to use macro as well. Oh, you want to see more of the game? Hey, no worries, Grime. Or Grim. Oh, look at this. A flying monkey. That's kind of cool. Maybe we'll try and tame that after. I've never seen one of those. Yeah, a flying monkey. I've seen people with those, but I've never actually seen one of those out in the wild. I wonder what that is. That's actually really cool. How's it going today, by the way, Grim? Hopefully you're picking up... Oh, no! Well, that was crummy. My frenzied oster just whack-tacked that flying monkey like it wasn't even alive. Holy jumping. Oh-wee-oh. Oh-wee-oh. That was weird. I didn't think he'd aggro that quick. Boy, those frenzied ostards are fast. All right, we're just going to kill off this giant toad. And we're just going to go for another frenzied ostard here. They're probably better gains at this point anyways. I believe a frenzied ostard, don't quote me on this, but I believe a frenzied ostard is harder to tame than a giant toad. And like I was saying earlier, you want to fail as much as possible on animal taming. So you want the hardest animal essentially you can tame to try and tame. I'm awesome, Grim. I'm always doing awesome. How are you today? We're slowly getting members loaded up to Ultima Online Renaissance here, which is super, super awesome. I have to admit, when I first started streaming this game, I was kind of nervous and stuff like that. There wasn't going to be a lot of interest in the game, but there is actually a lot of people that really enjoy playing Ultima Online. A lot of old schoolers, right? What server do you play on, Grim? I'll stay, I'll follow. There seems to be a lot of people that come from UO Forever and UO Outlands. Those seem to be the two top dogs on the block, right? All right, so we're going to take out... I know I hate to do it, folks, but you're going to see it again. We got to thin out the herd, right? So, unfortunately, it has to be done, but the new one gets taken out. Oh, no way. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. You started playing UO back in 05. Oh, okay. With UO Outlands? That's pretty cool. That's awesome. And I'm glad to hear that you're doing well today, just going through some UO streams. That's sweet. That's always a fun time, eh? Yeah, I've played UO virtually from the baby giddy go start. I was actually talking with some people about this the other day, but I can actually remember when, and a lot of people don't remember this because it technically wasn't in the game, but I can remember in the game when the bottom of a bank box used to be true black, put it that way. And why it's not anymore is because people were complaining about losing their items in their bank box, right? Their true black items, which at that point were not supposed to be possible to be acquired. That early in the game, true black was not supposed to be an actual color. There were no true black dye tubs, nothing like that, right? So it was essentially a glitch where people were killing off merchants and stuff like that for their true black clothing. Sandals, as we all know, stuff like that, right? But after a period of time, people had acquired the clothing and were complaining that they were like misplacing in the bottom of their bank box. So they ended up switching the color of the bank boxes to that velvet red. Kind of a neat fact, eh? And so point of reference, I have played since pre-release. I've taken a lot of breaks over the years. I'm not like this, pinnacle UO player. I'm not trying to make myself out to sound like that. But I do have a lot of years of experience under my belt and a lot of old school stories. Put it this way, I played UO when Lord Britain was assassinated. Catskills, I remember it. I used to play on Dreckenfels, and Dreckenfels was where my buddy and I started playing. And then slowly throughout time, we started following another player who I can almost regard as like one of like the first, like not so much the first like video game streamer, but like a really super old school content creator, and that was Adam Ant. And essentially his deal was he ran kind of a role-playing guild where his whole roleplay persona was he was the guardian of the undead lords. So he protected Shame, Wind, pretty much anywhere where liches spawned, and if you were caught killing liches, he would PK you, leave you with a little pack that explained why he was doing what he was doing, and even like gave you like a little bandana to represent that you knew the rules now, you wouldn't kill liches in the future. Super neat player back in the day. And my train of thought was we moved to Napa Valley because of him, and he played there. So we joined Gull, his guild, to play with him and stuff like that, which was really cool. All right, and then start the taming macro again. No way, Car, really? You remember reading his comics? It was so entertaining to watch something like that back in the day. Another one we used to watch was, I want to say it was another PK, kind of more frantic PK, a little more chaotic. Was it Ron McDonald? Or Ronald McDonald, and he even had like the true red afro and everything like that. Very, very entertaining player to watch back in the day. But it's really neat to actually come across people that know some of these characters that I've talked about, right? The other part too is it's funny over the years to realize how small, the world is and stuff like that, right? Because we've brought up a lot of times, one of my recent jobs I got to actually run into one of the old craftsmen that I used to buy a lot of his like armor and weapons and stuff like that, and the name was like Mr. Ingot, and I used to buy all his stuff all the time, and we played on the same server, it turned out, and everything, and it was just really neat to be able to like talk to him about the old times and stuff like that. And I mean, small world, right? All right, we might as well just kill this one off. We got a good flow of Ostrids here, so we might as well kill this guy off and then get the next one here. Yeah, it's really neat reading through old Adam Ant comics, getting to read through Ronald McDonald comics. It's really neat to see the old content. All right, get this guy to come down. Drop down, my friend. Drop down. I want to tame you. You should be part of my team. It would be beneficial to both of us. The taming lines, right? I think I have them memorized over the years. Just some slow gains here. All right, so probably after this one, I think what I might do is, as I was saying earlier, I might switch up to Paladins for a little bit. Just to pop off something a little bit more lively, a little bit more upbeat, since we're starting to wake up now. Yeah, before that was me not awake, right? I played on Atlantic for many years and come and go on different servers for the last several years. Just started on UO Outlands last week. Found the server through a friend, figured I would give it a go. Oh, that's pretty cool, Grim. That's really cool. Has your friend played on Outlands for long? Like, are they well established there? Because I was going to say I had a buddy who played on Outlands for a while, and he just recently joined up to Ultima Online Renaissance here, just to kind of be part of the group and stuff like that, right? Ooh, we're getting good gains off this one. Cool, okay. Yeah, there were so many good old school servers back in the day too, right? It's funny, everyone kind of has their favorite stories from their old school server and stuff like that. It's always neat to hear all the old school stories that UO players have. You know, PKing in certain dungeons or being PK'd in certain dungeons. I mean, I'm talking about the days where I was young enough playing Ultima Online, where we were playing on dial-up modems at the time, folks. And, you know, if you hadn't warned the entire house at this point that you were going to be going out, like on the internet and stuff like that, it was constant that I would be, say, in a dungeon, or a lot of the lands, or a lot of the times, because at the time, like I was discussing before, T2A was like the new released content. So a lot of the times we were in the undead city in T2A here with all like the liches and the skeletons and stuff. But it would be constant where you'd be in a dungeon or out hunting and someone in your house would pick up your phone and all of a sudden you'd lose connection on Ultima Online. And here you are scrambling like, oh my God, I'm going to die. Like, you know, hang up the phone. I'm on the internet. Kids don't know how good they have it nowadays, eh? And then eventually it got to the point actually where our friend across the road, his dad was actually like a network specialist for Bell or something like that. And he gave us the hot tip at the time that you could actually, for like a really cheap price, you could essentially install a second phone line that was a dedicated internet line, so that if someone was wanting to use the phone and the internet at the same time, you'd have two parallel phone lines out, which, yes, at that time, you actually had to have two phone lines, one for internet and one for your actual home phone. You know, that wired thing that used to be hanging out in the kitchen for some people, in case you don't know what a home phone is. You know what, Grim? You know what's nice about UOR that I've been explaining the whole time? For me, anyways, like as I've been explaining, like I'm a true old school UO player. You know, so for me, Outlands at least, and it's nothing against Outlands, because I think I played a little bit. I've created some characters there to see what the deal was, because I wanted to do some research before starting to pull people in and stuff like that. Outlands is good, but it's so different that for me, it didn't feel, like I've explained, like it didn't feel like the mac and cheese of Ultima Online, because I was jumping in and essentially trying to get to certain areas, and I didn't even know how to like get to certain areas or do certain things. You know what I mean? So I felt lost. Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Car. Always appreciated. And Falconer as well, too. Appreciate the follows, folks. Always appreciate the community growing. And by all means, take a healing potion with you for the day, eh? All right, we're gonna make sure that we get this guy pieced up here. Okay, get this guy pieced up here, and then continue our taming macro here. Hey, stop it. Stop attacking him. Get off of him. Get off of him. Okay. Yes, thank you so much. And I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Falconer? Falconer? And then Car. Yes, UOR is using the original T2A map. Okay, so back to my original train of thought here. And again, thank you so much, Falconer and Car again for the follow. Always appreciate the community growing, folks. But to come back to my original train of thought. Oh, it is Falconer? No way. I can't believe I actually pronounced a name right for once. But to come back to my original train of thought, Grim, UOR, from what I've experienced anyways, is probably the truest to T2A time period I have ever experienced. Some people will have a problem with that. Some people are going to be bored with that content, right? But for someone like me who has taken so many breaks throughout the years, I wanted content where I could jump back in and, jump back into things that I have done that maybe I didn't complete all the way and stuff like that throughout the years, because maybe I was too young at the time or something like that. And UOR is essentially that server. It is virtually a spitting image of what I left on the Aussie servers when I left UO, which was T2A based. Or I guess I played out through Samurai times and stuff like that, but my main gameplay was in T2A and everything. I'm kind of getting sidetracked here and stuff, but no. UOR is probably the truest to T2A I've ever experienced. I've played on Angel Island, I've got characters on UO Outlands, UO Forever, and they're all really good servers, but they all have custom content, different things like that, whereas this is the truest to Renaissance time that you can experience, in my opinion. Even down to the spawns and stuff like that. And it's nice too, there's no pay to win. There is a donation system for copper coins, which are purely deco items, but you don't get like weapons, armor, stuff like that to actually increase your character. So everyone character-wise is essentially on a level playing field, which I like too. I've played on some servers where you can essentially purchase in-game currency and use it to purchase like different weapons, different armor, and essentially without those different weapons or armor, you feel almost useless. Whereas this, you can choose to donate if you want to and stuff like that, but it is 100% free. It is 100% subscription free, things like that, right? Oh, gotta get a little bit closer here. But yeah, no, I've been really enjoying UOR. And the nice thing too is we have a decent foothold here, folks, where if you do want to hop on and you do want to play with the group, you need help building up skills, you need help with money or anything like that, we do have a decent foothold here where we can supply you with money for housing, money for skill gain, anything like that too, right? So even Grim, like, if you and your buddy want to try out a different server and just want some different people to play with and stuff like that, by all means, you could get your buddy to join up here too, and probably skill up relatively quick. What was really neat too is, just a couple days ago, I've never seen it before, but there was actually a resist building event going on the server too, because again, nothing on this server is like is done by essentially it's hard to explain, but there's no favoritism, right? So everything is player run. So one of the players took it upon himself to actually run a resist building event where essentially he built up a whole bunch of regents and was just casting Earthquake on people for literally like 48 hours straight. I was able to GM 2 separate characters from I guess 50 resist to GM in that time period for free, which is super, super cool and helpful to the community. There a room to place a house there? You know what, actually, Grim? Yeah, mate. You know what? And because we're kind of like old school vets, what my buddy and I have been doing is we've been placing houses in a lot of like obscure spots that you probably wouldn't think to place houses and stuff like that. Like, actually, my buddy and I, as crazy as it sounds, we were actually able to place 3 houses together in a grouping. We got a log cabin, a sandstone with a patio, and a small tower all in a grouping, literally in a row. Yeah. And best part is we're camping some IDOCs right now as we speak, bud. As we speak, we are watching some IDOCs drop. So that, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. Old school IDOC drops, eh? So what that is, folks, is for anyone new to Ultima Online that doesn't know what IDOC is, the way the housing system works is an older house that isn't being refreshed by a player or isn't being maintained by a player goes through a system of unrepair, okay? And essentially, after a period of time, the house reaches a point where it becomes in danger of collapsing. IDOC, right? And what that means is when that house reaches a certain point in time, that house and all its content will literally drop to the ground, and it's a free-for-all. So anyone around that house can pick up the loot in the house, can replace a new house, and it's fun too because it essentially turns into like a war, obviously, right? Because if, you know, anyone catches wind of where an IDOC is and it becomes public knowledge, everyone's camping it out for the loot, for the housing spot, everything, right? And it becomes this like, you know, PvP world hotspot. It is super fun to participate in. Hey, Grim? Those were my favorite. And that's the nice thing too with the group of players we have here right now. It's a really good group of, like, I'm more of a PVM player myself, tamer obviously, right? But we've got a really good close-knit group of like old school PvPers. So we've got kind of like our bodyguard group. We've got some crafters. It's a good little community built up of a bunch of different play styles, which is kind of neat. And like I was saying, we're trying to essentially create like an in-game guild and community kind of based around helping new players joining the server. So we should be able to build that way as well. Generally, I run macros in town, recruiting new players, you know, helping them out, stuff like that, right? And then, like I said, that way, the guild grows a little bit faster, right? Those new players don't have to stick around, but a lot of them do, right? And I've played on servers like that before, where essentially as soon as you join the server, you're just put into like a new guild. And it's really helpful just having people to socialize with, or, you know, to ask them to do different content with, or even just bounce questions off of, right? All right. All right. Little Bob's Burgers there. All right. Yeah, maybe we'll try and get to 82 here. Oh, everyone loves IDOC PvP. It's so true. Okay, what's the pop like? I know UO Outlands has an average actor player base. You know what? I will admit, Grim, and I'm not going to try and hide it or anything like that, UOR is not as popular as UO Outlands. I will be totally honest. But on the positive side of things, we seem to be bringing a lot of new players to the server with our streams, for one. Two, there is faction wars going on. I have seen players running around participating in faction wars. Three, there are PvP events to bring people in every night, so capture the flag. I believe there's some sort of like it almost sounds like a King of the Hill type of event or something like that. So there are different PvP events to bring everyone kind of together. The other part too is, it seems populated enough where you can do and participate in what you want, but it's not too popular where I've heard that at times, if you're a PVMer, like Outlands and stuff like that can essentially be just a bloodbath. There's too many sharks in the water for the amount of fish swimming. so it can be a little bit dangerous at times to hunt. Whereas with UOR, you know, that's the other thing too. UOR hasn't scaled back the size of the map, so you can find some like little hidden spots and stuff that people don't frequent and stuff like that. Whereas UO Outlands has scaled back the size of the map, so they're trying to increase player interaction there, right? Which, don't get me wrong, is not a bad thing. It's just if you're not always looking for the PvP fight, you might not be able to avoid it, right? You know, without even reading the message, Grim, yes, so there is an old school faction system. I will admit, I'm not a PvPer, and I don't have my PvP character ready yet. I will PvP, don't get me wrong, but I just don't have it ready yet. So I haven't, like, dove into the PvP system yet, but I know for, like, I've seen them firsthand. What is it? Wizards of Minax. I've seen the different factions running around town. I don't know if they control cities and how deep the faction system goes, but I know that you can get down to the point of having factions. Again, I don't know how deep it goes though, bud. I apologize for that. I guess I'd have to look into that a little bit more on the compendium on the UOR website. Hi, Pothos! How are you today? Super jealous of the new computer, by the way. Super jealous. Super jealous. Everything's running so smooth now, eh? It's amazing. All right. Let's get this guy going here. Oh, I'm always doing awesome, Pothos. You know that. I'm always doing awesome. The sun is shining outside today. We're just gaining some skills in Ultima Online. We're making some new friends, bringing in some new members to the community. It's always a good day, Pothos. You know what? I miss that too, Grim. I really miss that. And like I said, that is something I'll have to look into, because like I said, I know that the faction system exists here, but I don't know if the faction system includes 1 second here. I'm just gonna I'm just trying to look up. Oh, factions. Okay, this is actually one of the frequently asked things here. Okay. Oh, bud, UOR control map. So okay, so there is a control map for factions. So you can control cities with the UO factions on UOR. I'm just trying to like look into it here a little bit further. Because there is guild factions, UO Renaissance map factions control points, which are the standards. You've got Britain, what is it? Britain, Moonglow, your standards, right? Oh. Am I gonna die here? Whoa. Gotta run away here for a quick second. Just regain our composure here for a quick second here. But yes, it looks like there is factions. It looks like there is control points for the factions, Grim. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited for that myself now. I've got both a parry healer. Heals on you, right? Of course I'm gonna play a healer PvP character, right? Just keeping everyone on the field healed up, right? But I've got a parry healer being built up, and I've got a fencer, like a fencer Dexter hybrid combo kind of being built up as well. So all with time, right? And like I said, with the resist event, my one character is completely GM'd, and my other character I think is like 97 point something. Because I unfortunately lost connection at one point in time and went like 8 hours without any skill gains because I was like logged out of the game, right? But the PvP characters are coming along. So I'm pretty excited about that. And now that I've read that there's actual control points for the factions, that's really cool. I'm really, really excited for that. And like I said, we've got some houses placed. We do actually have other places to probably place houses and other house like deeds to give away and stuff like that. So by all means, if you join up with your friend and stuff like that, we should be able to help you guys out with skill gain, with housing placement, anything like that. We got a pretty good foothold here, again, thanks to Lord Alex. It was funny, we actually got stream sniped. We were doing a little bit of hunting in the dungeon, and he was nice enough to stream snipe us, jump in and give us some items, you know, some money, some houses, stuff like that, right? Again, it's the community, right? The community is amazing based around UO. It has to be, right? It has to be. Yes, there is a young dungeon in Oklo, Krieger, and that's the nice thing too. That's what I've been trying to try and do for young players too. Is I'm trying to essentially create a new player like guild in Ultima Online here to allow new players to have a community to be able to bounce questions off of in case they need some gear, in case they need some equipment to start up. Hopefully like rekindle some people on Ultima Online, right? But that's what I'm trying to do with the guild right now and everything. So, and by the way, Krieger, if you'd like to join, we'd love to have you too. Oh wait, no, sorry, Krieger's already established, sorry. Well, you know what? I have to admit, actually, Krieger, I'm not really farming. I'm just trying to build up my, my taming right now. I'm trying to get my tamer built up right now. Because if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me, Krieger, this is Lord Alex, right? Do I have it right? Oh. Piece him. Get out of here. We're getting our spawns all out of whack here. Alright, so we'll take down him. That guy's okay. We're gonna get this thing taken out over here. This giant spider needs to go down. Oh, okay. So, okay, Krieger is Raz, and that was the one that was nice enough to friend me to his house the other day, his mining house, everything like that. And he was the one explaining the, essentially the ore elementals. We were hunting ore elementals and realized that ore elementals on this server are very, very lucrative. You're essentially getting almost 200 ore per elemental, which is huge. So that's like 200 Verite ore, 200 Valrite ore per kill, which is massive. All right, let's get out of here. Let's move spots here. I don't like this spot. There's too many random things just spawning here. It's too hard for us to kind of continue taming our stuff here. All our stuff is just getting, like, aggroed. It's really annoying. Are you going to follow me, bud? I'll carry you if you follow me. What is going on here? Why is this guy not following me? He's just getting aggroed by everything, I guess. Yeah, he's just getting pulled away by, like, virtually everything down here. Super annoying. Oh, and here's a new Frenzied Oster just popping off on me. Come on. All right, get out of here. All right, yeah, we'll sit here. This is probably a better spot for it. Okay, there we go. Now we can get back to it. Yes, Duktak on Discord. Well, even what I've tried to do slowly, Krieger, is I've slowly tried to, like, add notes to Discord and everything like that, but it's super hard, right? It is really hard to keep track of everyone. I try to keep, like, most of my names heals on you and stuff like that, but I always make a girl tamer because of unicorns. For anyone old school, if you make a boy tamer, you get stuck with these really... They have one mount that is boy or girl specific, and the boy version is this weird, like, giant chicken looking thing. What is it, a Kinri or something? And it's horrible looking. The girl version is a unicorn, so I always make a girl tamer. Heals on You will be my other character names, but Oh yeah, no, you're right, Krieger. You know what it is though too? I'm only literally using these frenzieds to kill off my spawn. When I'm done building up some skill here and stuff like that, I'll just release these frenzieds and then let them go wild and stuff like that again. I'm not actually using them for pets. I'm just using them, as I was explaining earlier, what you can do too is you can use them as like a buffer wall for an aggro wall. So if you notice there, the frenzied Oster attacked my pets, not me, because the pets are between me and my Oster. My pets are between me and the Oster. So essentially, you're using them as an aggro wall, so that when the pet you're trying to tame becomes unaggroed, you can actually use your pets to prevent the other frenzied from attacking you, which is kind of really neat, actually. What do I have? 3 frenzied? Holy jump! I got a bunch of... I got so many frenzied Ostards here. Okay, I need to thin out my herd here. Okay, I'll stay. And then I'll kill. Oh, really? Alright, so we're gonna kill off this guy then. This guy's gonna get killed now. Oh yeah, that's funny. Yeah, because if you're a male, you wouldn't be able to actually tame them. That is funny. Yeah, only a female can tame unicorns. So that's why you wouldn't be able to tame them. That's really funny. Because that used to throw me off all the time too. It's like, I've got the skill points to be able to tame it. Why can't I not tame it? But yeah, if you're a male, you can't tame a unicorn, which is super annoying. Because the Kinries, like I said, are lame looking. Who wants to ride a big, huge, giant unicorn, right? So that's why I always make a female tamer. Yeah. That's funny. And sorry about the thing, Grim. Coming back to it, I think Krieger kind of explained too, there is a newbie dungeon, and this shard isn't quite as easy to gain skills as like Outlands. I would probably place it somewhere in between like Aussie and Outlands. The skill gain isn't to the point where it feels grindy, but for an example, on a skill like animal taming, it's not like every character is going to be running around with animal taming, because it takes you like 2 hours to build up, right? And again, I don't know that about Outlands, but when I built my warrior, like I was GM swords and stuff within virtually no time, right? But some servers have it where certain skills take longer than others, so it depends on, I guess, what server you're playing on too. But yeah, there is... Oklo Island itself is the new player zone, so it's like the new player haven. So there's like the new player dungeon, there's the cotton fields where you can get free cotton, different things like that, right? They've got the new player mine, which is virtually almost like a limitless mine system where you could just go in there and just mine for a really long time. Different things like that, right? It's pretty well designed. It's pretty well designed. All right, let's get this Ostard off of there. Okay, what's this guy? Oh, this guy's like almost dead, so we'll kill him off too. We'll get him dead. We're just trying to thin out the herd here. Because as I was saying, essentially, you want to make sure that you keep enough stuff to be able to keep taming, right? So as you tame stuff, you want to make sure that you're releasing and killing new stuff to keep the cycle of tamables going. It's getting hot. Oh, okay. Turn that off. It's getting hot in here, yo. It's getting hot in the fish hut. It's getting hot in the fish hut. All right. And let me know too, Car, when you've loaded into the game, and if you want different, like if you need some money to get started up, if you need, you know, anything for certain skill gains or something, let me know. I should be able to pretty much supply you with like kind of whatever you need to get started. But yeah, let me know whenever you've loaded in and we can get you started with some gear and stuff like that. Because also too, as I was saying earlier, I've got like my other character Straith still in town, and he's just macroing hiding right now. This is going to be my treasure hunter / picker, like my dungeon picker. So if you need some startup money or something like that, if you need like a place to go macro, I've got houses you can macro in and stuff like that. Though I will be honest, I've done all my macroing in town, and I have experienced virtually zero griefing. So I guess that's a positive thing too. There isn't much griefing on this server, which is nice. Because I have played on other servers where there is literally groups called Griefers United. And that can be very frustrating for a new player to deal with. Especially one that does not know all the mechanics of Ultima Online. Oh, we're going to just jump into this gate? Wait a second, a gate doesn't necessarily have to be for where I've asked it to be for? Oh, it's a death gate and now I'm stuck where I'm dead? This is a good first day experience. Okay, so Grim, that is awesome. That is awesome. Or let me rephrase that. I'm very happy and find that awesome. I hope you find that awesome too. So what Grim is saying, just in case people are listening and not reading, Grim is saying that apparently he's having a conversation in the UOR Discord. And apparently the faction system is super similar to the one back in old UO around early 2000s, which is, from what I remember and what I understand, virtually like the best system. The system includes essentially a King of the Hill system and kind of a capture the flag system all rolled into one, where essentially you are trying to steal what are called sigils. It's almost like a flag for a certain town or capture point, and by stealing those and controlling them in your base, you essentially are able to control certain points about the town. Potentially hiring guards to protect the fortress in the town, different things like that, right? Very, very cool system for the time. It made World PvP really different. It made it actually affect the game, kind of, right? Instead of just having a bragging point, you actually, there was a point to owning a city, right? But that's super cool, Grim. I'm really glad to hear that. Very glad to hear that. Because like I said, I haven't jumped much into the PvP myself. For the most part, most of us have been just macroing characters up, building up, you know, a little bit of bank accounts and stuff like that and everything. So it's neat to hear that the PvPers that are jumping over are going to have a good time with the system too. Because I know that's like a big thing in Ultima Online is the faction system. Alright, so he's tamed up. Let's get him dead here. Might as well kill him off since he's the most dead. And then we'll go get this other frenzied here. Yeah, we're getting pretty good gains here. Not bad. Not bad. I mean, it's not the fastest, but at the same time, I mean, animal taming is the hardest skill in the game, in my opinion, or one of the hardest skills in the game to acquire skill in. But it, like I've explained, it's also by far the most powerful skill in the game when it comes to like PVM and killing monsters. So PVM, just for point of reference, I've heard some people say they don't know what that term is before. PVM is player versus monster, which essentially means like you're playing against the computer, versus PvP means player versus player. So you're playing against another player on another computer system. PVM is you versus the game system. I've also heard it referred to as PvE as well, player versus everything. Because generally when you kill monsters, you're going to get some player killing and PvP interaction as well. Because like I said, in this game, if you're hunting, you are freely killable. Someone can come up and murder you essentially, right? But again, there's a system built in to prevent that, right? It's a choice system. You go red if you've killed too many people. You can't go into town. You can't interact with player-run vendors and stuff like that. So there is a price to pay if you kill people. And further still, if you continue to kill people and you die, your character is going to experience stat loss. So your character will actually lose skill if you die and choose to res too early. So there is some downsides. You gotta choose wisely, right? There's a little bit of give and take. There's some choice in your actions, right? You can choose to kill that person, but you know, you might not want to when you consider the outcome, right? Get our Ostards all healed up here. Well, hopefully that means, Grim, that you're going to come and join us in UOR. We would be excited to have you, especially if you bring your friend over too. It's always nice to have a group of players to play with. Because right now, like I said, I think from what I'm remembering, I believe that that Carr probably would have been about pushing our 10th plus member there. Because like I said, we've got some members coming over from my Facebook community, like some old school UO players. We've had quite a few people join up from Twitch over the last week or so. So it's, you know, it's growing quickly. It's neat to see. And like I was saying too, it's a really neat community game because essentially the way it'll break down is you can jump on at any point in time. It's cloud-based. You can own a house. We can do different events together. We can participate in different PvP things together. It'll be a neat community game, I think. And the neat thing about it too is if you don't want to participate in, like, say, the PvP aspect of the game, and maybe you don't even want to hunt monsters, you could literally play the entire game if you wanted to by pretty much just being a crafter. You could open a vendor mall, make a really good amount of money just, you know, selling things in your store, and you could play something like that where you almost run like just a shop. I've seen many players play Ultima Online based solely around that, right? Okay, so Grim says, "Oh man, if they didn't have the faction system they did, I wouldn't even consider it since I'm playing on Outlands. But since they just told me it's like the old faction system, I'm torn." Well, one thing to keep in mind is, Grim, the nice thing about Ultima Online is because of the system requirements being such an old game, it's such a low system. I'm finding I'm stumbling over the words, but it's so easy to run on your computer that you can virtually run 5, 6, 7 different versions of Ultima Online, all on like a newer computer at the same time, right? So even if you're, like, for an example, if you're playing on Outlands, play on Outlands and just macro a character on UOR in the background, and then if, you know, in the future you find that you're not finding what you want from Outlands, you could always just temporarily jump between the two, right? That's the nice thing about Ultima Online. You can technically gain skill in the background by macroing and stuff like that, and then just jump over, right? That's what I kind of did between the 3 different servers I was researching, right? I was just macroing up characters on all 3 of them at the same time, to the point where I could at least jump out and do some adventuring into some dungeons and stuff like that, and see what it had to offer, and then kind of make a decision based on that, right? And like I said, UOR just had that really mac and cheese feel for me. It didn't have a lot of custom content. I felt very comfortable jumping back into it after many years. I knew where things were. I knew how to interact with different things. So that was a big selling feature for me. But for other people, they want new content, right? They don't want the same old game that potentially they've been playing for a really long time. So I get that. Boop, boop, boo. Get that stupid snake down. Kill that snake. I hate things that poison. I hate things that poison in this game. Hate things that poison. Where'd that other frenzied ostrich? Oh, okay, he's still sitting there. I was wondering, because I see this guy running around over here, and I'm like, where did that guy go? Like, how did he get all the way over there? But it's a different one. But yeah, that is the one nice thing, like I was saying, Grim. Essentially, you can macro something in the background while you're playing another one in the front ground, right? And then that way, if you want to, you can kind of jump over, see what everything's about, see what the hoopla is about and everything like that. If you're having fun in the faction system, you know, you kind of just jump on wherever the action is too, right? That's the nice thing about it. You know, maybe the action is on, you know, UOR one night because they're having a capture the flag event, and then maybe the next night, you know, your buddy's playing UOR or UO Outlands, so you want to jump on UO Outlands to pair up with him, right? It's all... Boy, that was sick. I knocked over my cup. While it was rolling on the table, I was able to grab it before it fell. Boom! Still have relatively quick reflexes at times for an old man. Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Grim. Always appreciated, bud. Always appreciated. The community is growing. The community is growing. Oh, it's been super awesome. Open arms with the UO community. It's been really nice. Like I said, I was really nervous about doing like UO streaming and stuff like that because a lot of people want to watch like all the hype headshots and everything nowadays and everything, but there is still a community based around UO, and it's nice to see that. Oh, excuse me. We do still have some old schoolers still left out in the gaming community, right? No, don't worry about it, Grim. And don't make you know it feel like I'm pressuring you to come over to UOR or anything like that either. It's just I've been having fun with UOR. I'm excited to try out, you know, different systems on the server and stuff like that. They have a tiny bit of custom content, which seems like good custom content. They have what's called the Zookeeper system, which is really neat. So essentially what it is there's like a taming event that kind of goes on, and it almost sounds like a Pokemon type of thing, where you essentially have to go around the map and like try and find and tame like rare versions. I think the flying monkey that we saw earlier was one of these like one of these creatures, and it's almost like a scavenger hunt where you get like a list from the Moonglow Zoo and you have to go around and like tame different creatures, I was told, or something. Sounds kind of interesting. As a tamer, I'm always hyped for stuff like that, right? Because one of my servers I came from had a breeding system. That was probably one of the coolest custom things I have ever seen in a server. It wasn't crazy overpowered, and it really engaged the tamer crowd, where you could breed dragons for different skills, different abilities. You could build the attribute points differently. I had one dragon that was like I think it had like 100 dex, but then it had like 1,300 hit points for a single dragon, which is almost as much as 2 dragons, right? Which was super cool. Yeah, I don't know. I've been really enjoying the play on UOR. The one thing I will warn you that's going to be messed up as a tamer, like, it's super overpowered in my opinion. Just for a heads up, you can have, 1 second here, you can have up to 8 followers on this server. 8. So do the math with that. That means you can be controlling 2 dragons and still riding your nightmare at the same time. Personally, I have never played on a UOR server that was as true to the times as this one that had something like that built in. Because for point of reference, the standard issue follower amount is 5. Okay, so that essentially allows you to have 1 nightmare and 1 dragon, which is really overpowered as it stands. But the fact that this server lets you have a 2nd dragon, like, that's huge. So clearly I made a tamer for that reason. But no, in all seriousness, like, that is massive that it gives you that option. Or not that option, but it allows you to have 8 followers. Like, that's crazy. That's huge. Get over here. What are you doing? But yeah, I actually have a character, not this morning, but I was macroing him last night. I do have a character macroing on Outlands, and I do have one macroing on UO Forever as well, because I would like to check out those servers just to see again what they offer and stuff like that, right? Because as I was saying too, like I will be totally honest, it seems like they are more populated than UOR, but I don't know if that's because UOR is younger. It just doesn't advertise as much. I mean, there's a lot of variables to that, right? It doesn't necessarily mean gameplay or anything like that. Oh, UO Forever is on the decline. Oh, so there we go, Car. There we go. So UOR is on the incline. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I want to just, you know what? Like I've said before, I don't care if, no offense, like I don't care if you play on UOR. I mean, we'd love to have you, but I don't care if you play on UOR, if you play on UO Forever, if you play on Outlands. Just be part of the UO community. I think like this is a really good game to play for anyone, especially like I said, because for one, it's free to play. There's no subscription fee. You can download it for free. And it plays on virtually anything, right? So, you know, with everything going on, with all the craziness, with computer prices and everything like that, I'm sure there's a lot of, you know, gamers and stuff like that that want to game that don't have a good enough computer to play some of the A-class titles, that might have a lot of fun on an older game like this, where the gameplay is second to none. It's kind of like a Minecraft type of game, right? A game doesn't have to look super pretty to play incredibly well, right? And that's the thing with this game too, and I feel bad because I invited my nephew to start playing. He's 8.5. He is a very, very good advanced gamer. His mindset for games and the way they mechanically work is awesome. But a game like this is very hard for him to grasp because, for one, like there's no hand-holding in it, right? There's no explanation system or tutorial system, and further still, in a lot of cases, it's not like a lot of newer games where you can just hop on YouTube or something and watch full breakdowns and full tutorials, right? So that's why I'm hoping to kind of like create this community and try and help the community for anyone that might want to join into UO and not know exactly how to get the most out of it, because I am an older vet. I could probably, you know, teach some players a couple of things or two and stuff like that, right? Oh, that's awesome, Grim. You know what's funny, actually? I would have been in my high single digits at the time. When UO came out, if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on this, but I believe UO came out in officially released UO came out in, I want to say 1997, if I'm not wrong. So I would have been 12 years old when it came out. Yeah, 1997. So I would have been 12 years old when it came out. So I mean, still very young at the time. Very young at the time. Like I was saying, at that time I had just finished, actually it's on my Discord telling the story and stuff like that. I had just finished shoveling my computer guy's driveway all winter to get the new graphics card that I needed to play StarCraft at the time, because I was coming from Warcraft 2, and Warcraft 2 I didn't need a good GPU at the time. But when I started moving over to StarCraft, it wouldn't play on my computer at the time. So I ended up having to bug my parents to try and invest in a new GPU, which obviously in those days at that time, my parents had no concept of what that is, so they thought it was the biggest waste of money ever, right? So we worked it out with my computer guy that I would shovel his driveway all winter every time it snowed for this GPU, and I got it actually in advance. So it was one of those situations that was so hard, because here I'd be sitting on my computer wanting to play, but knowing every time it snowed, living in Canada, by the way, that I would have to go over to his house and shovel the driveway and not be able to play on the computer that had just been like built for me, right? You know what, Car? I have to admit, I'm not sure what it was, but I can pretty much guarantee it would have been a Voodoo card at the time, because we're talking about the early 90s here, folks. At that time, we would have been probably talking about, oh, this guy is attacking me and starting to bug me here. At that time, we were talking about, like, early to mid 90s, right? So we're talking about probably, I would say, I think, well, it would have been when StarCraft first came out. So when did StarCraft come out versus UO? StarCraft would have come out probably closer to 94, 95, maybe? Because it was when StarCraft first came out that I was really into this game, and I wanted to play it. So we had to upgrade the GPU on my computer at the time. But you know what? I was so young at the time, Car, I probably wouldn't know what it was now. I'd have to look into it again, right? A P2 350 megahertz is what I used to run on. You know what? It was probably something like that, right? I mean, we're talking back in the day of like 28 kilobit per second modems and 58K modems, right? Or 56K modems. So, I mean, it was probably something like that. I wouldn't have known what it was at the time. And I can guarantee you, like, asking my parents at this point, like, hey, Mom, Dad, remember that graphics card that, you know, we got for me shoveling the driveway? What was the model number of that card? My parents would look at me like I was an alien. They'd be like, what? They probably wouldn't even remember what I was talking about at this point. They'd be like, you got a graphics card for a computer? What? You know what's super awesome? Just a couple of years ago, Car, I actually got like a really sweet, like old school StarCraft, like non-hoodie sweater, like a really like classy sweater. It is awesome. And it's like original StarCraft too. That's the best part about it. I always love the Office episode where Dwight comes dressed as Kerrigan, Queen of Blades, to the office. You would know who I was dressed as if I was allowed to wear my blades to work. Who are you, Dwight? You look like some kind of zombie lady. Damn it, I'm Queen of Blades. If I wasn't censored, you'd know who I was. Oh, really? Google says StarCraft came out after Ultima Online? You know what? Thinking back, maybe that was the situation. Maybe I was playing Ultima Online, started getting really big into computer gaming and stuff like that, and then I guess StarCraft was like released while I was playing Ultima Online, probably on the older system, and then StarCraft was released and I had to upgrade for StarCraft moving forward. I think that would have been the situation, I'm assuming, at that point then. I have to admit, I always thought StarCraft was older than Ultima Online, but you know what it probably is, though? I was playing Warcraft, like Warcraft 2 at the time, and I'm probably mixing up the timelines in terms of that, because I started pretty much computer gaming with like kind of Warcraft 2, moved into Ultima Online, and then continued like the Blizzard games through like StarCraft, World of Warcraft, Diablo, obviously, and stuff like that, right? Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, back in the day, I want to say that I probably started with probably Diablo. I can't remember now if Diablo 1 or Warcraft 2 was probably my first game I was playing. I want to say it was Diablo, because like, okay, so for point of reference, why I remember this story is because I was young enough playing Diablo that at the time, I was so young that when we would get the bastard sword, like the bastard sword in game, we were so young that we were like nervous about saying the word bastard like out loud. So we would literally refer to it as the B sword. That's how young we were playing Diablo at the time. So I'm somehow thinking that Diablo was before StarCraft, or sorry, before Warcraft in terms of like my gameplay, because like I said, we were referring to the bastard, like the king's bastard sword as the B sword. We didn't even want to say the word at the time. We were just referring to the B sword. Bud, did you see the magical enhancements on my B sword that I dropped last night? You know what? Like, I hate to be this downer right now. Activision is killing Blizzard. They're killing Blizzard. Blizzard is not the company I once knew and stuff like that. Slowly over the years, there has been so much like just change in scenery, in drive, in motivation. It's really sad to see. Like, I used to use the term Blizzard is PC gaming. And you used to almost be able to live by that statement. If you were a PC gamer, you played a Blizzard game. It didn't matter if it was your main game, if it was your go-to game, you were a Blizzard gamer if you played PC games. Nowadays, like, you get all these kids hopping online and they're like, Blizzard, like, what's Blizzard? Like, I don't even know what Blizzard is, you know what I mean? And it's really sad to see that. It used to hold value back in the day, right? It used to actually mean something back in the day. And I know it sounds really lame to kind of say that, but it's true. You know what? I don't know if WoW ruined it, mate. I don't think WoW ruined it. Because like for an example, like there's been a lot of really good development from Blizzard since WoW and stuff like that. And I'll be honest, I think WoW is one of Blizzard's best games. People always try and argue me on that and stuff like that, but the amount of content and value per dollar in World of Warcraft really is second to no other game. I get that there's a monthly subscription fee and stuff like that and everything, but when you're talking about the actual content that is available in World of Warcraft for the $20 a month it is, there's nothing comparable. Like for an example, if you buy an A-class game every month that keeps you busy for say 40 plus 80 plus hours a month, you're spending $80 on a game, right? World of Warcraft has so much content you can't finish it in a month's time, and it's $20 a month, right? So I don't know. But then again, I guess it's kind of coming from a bias because like I do really like MMOs. I like World of Warcraft and stuff. So it is a bit of a bias for me. But I think World of Warcraft is one of their best games. Over the years, it's become one of their problems, in my opinion. But when it first started, oh man, World of Warcraft was like the tits. That game was amazing. No, you're right. You're right. But at the same time too, the evolution of UO taught us that MMOs can't be UO all the time. With the addition of bringing in Tremel and stuff like that, developers realize that giving players too many options and stuff like that is almost a bad thing, right? It can be very, very toxic to the community, right? Allowing people to be able to run through a city as a group of people and just take out the whole city, things like that, right? But it's fun to come back to. But it's fun to come back to. Keep taming away, keep taming away. MC and say, yeah, see? Like all the Zerg runs back in the day, right? Oh, Grim, you wanted to work at Blizzard years ago? See, that would have been super cool. Like, I've heard that Blizzard is one of those companies where if you are bilingual, you can almost write your ticket into Blizzard. So that's a big tip for any developers or game creators or anything out there thinking about things like that. Apparently, being able to speak two languages like a company like Blizzard is a big selling feature. I've read that multiple times. You know what, though? I don't think the original World of Warcraft, like I was referring to before, I don't think original World of Warcraft was really, like that handholdy. It really didn't simplify the game that much. Like, for an example, when it told you, when you talked to a towns member and they told you to get 9 wolf's pelts, they didn't tell you where you had to get the wolf's pelts. You had to go out of town, search around for wolves, and then kill some and see if they drop the item to be able to bring it back to the quest carrier, right? Over the years, don't get me wrong, they have made it very handholdy because, again, they realize that there is a lot of people and the almighty dollar drives more people coming, but there needs to be systems in place to help people that are just casual gamers, right? But at that same side, they've brought out classic UO or classic WoW to appeal to the old schoolers that don't want the handhold systems either, right? So you can have it both ways. In this case, you can actually have your cake and eat it too. It's kind of neat. It is kind of neat. Stop hitting me, dickhead. Here, 1 second here. I gotta read this. Delamonth, I was wondering how you got the resizable game screen. Mine doesn't have a blue dot in the corner. Oh, okay, Delamonth. No. So what this is a big helpful tip. Okay. So if you have loaded up on the UOR, let me pull it up here for a quick second. Let me drop this down for a quick second here. If you have used the UOR login, their login, what you need to do is you need to go to options, Dalamonth, then under standard or classic, you have to click the classic button. The first time I went live with my stream, I didn't realize that there was an option because I had downloaded the classic client, which is supposed to be the resizable window and everything like that, like the updated client. I didn't realize you had to manually select it in the launcher here. So when you load up the launcher, go into the options on the far right hand side here, click on the use classic UO client, and then when you load into UO, you will get the new resizable window. There's a couple of other features of life, like you get the really nice built-in map system as well. It's essentially almost like UOR built into the map system, right? Which is obviously a big factor too, because I found out that with classic UO, you can't use UOAM apparently. It doesn't really work properly. So this is a nice feature where you can actually get all the functionality of UOAM in the game with the built-in map system, which is really cool. And there's a couple of other things too. There is, like, if you go into the options screen, you get some of these too, where it's actually a new system and a new user interface for your options screen. And there are some better options in here too. Oh, and a biggest tip of all probably, when you use the classic client of UO, you will unfortunately no longer have the counter in the top left-hand corner, I found out. So what they've built in is, if you notice, if you go into your menus bar and go under counters, you can actually set up your own counters bar. So what I've done here is I've done one row of 15 columns. So that gives me 15 spots where I can click and drag different items that I want to track my levels on. So right now I can track like anything that I click and drag into that bar, and that will keep my counters active. And you can set highlight amounts when it's below a certain amount. You can set highlights on use and stuff like that. Really super helpful system built into the UI instead of using the Razor one, because the Razor one will not work. It'll keep track of them, but you don't have the pictures, so you don't know what you're tracking, right? Oh, Abba, thank you so much. We're getting a grouping of ostriches here because we're just building up our taming skill right now. We're just building up some taming. The only thing is, though, I feel bad because we're building up taming. We have to thin out the herd here, folks. Okay, we have to thin out the herd. Okay, so unfortunately, I hate to do it, but they gotta get thinned out. They gotta get thinned out, right? Oh, I need that black one. Want to sell? Yeah, I don't have, honestly, man, you can just have it, mate. You can just have it. Give me a couple seconds to get back into town, and I'll just give it to you. Or I hate to ask, would you be able to maybe meet me in Papua? I'll just give it to you, mate. I'm literally just gaining skills off them. So I'm literally just taming, releasing. So I'm kind of using this almost like a just chatting session. But if you can meet me in Papua, I'll just give it to you, mate. You can just have it. Are you trying to get like a whole team of shadow ones? Because if I'm not mistaken, just for heads up, I might have another one in my my stables too. Because I did actually tame and keep a couple of them just in case people did want some. So I mean, I'll pull out a couple of extras and you can have those too if you want them, bud. I got no problems with that. Clears out my stables, right? But yeah, no worries. Yeah, if you can make it to Papio, I'll just give you these Ostards. I got no problem with that. Like I said, I'm just trying to thin out the herd here anyways, so that's perfect. Like, even, to be honest, you can even have the shadow one I'm riding, too, if you want that one. I'll just ride that brown one, if anything. I don't care about the color. I won't have these Ostards for much longer anyways. As soon as I can tame Nightmares, I'll be rocking a Nightmare anyways. I'm looking forever for that color. What? No, really? 2 years? Is that like the super, super dark shadow or something that's like rarer to get? Like here, let me see. Claim list? Let me see what else I have in here too. Because I know I tamed another, like I obviously like the shadow ones too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got 2 of them there, bud. Yeah, I got 2 of them here. You're welcome to both of them if you want, mate. I got no problems. Oh, and no worries, Dalamonth. That's literally what I'm here for. Oh, and Colton, I'm super sorry for not saying hello, bud. How's it going? We're starting to get some new members in Ultima Online here, bud. So it's super cool. We're getting a good community started up in Ultima here. I'm really excited. He means taming and killing, not releasing. It's true, I haven't actually released any in a while, because now that I'm part of a guild, whenever I put them to guard, it makes them green, so I don't have to worry about going gray, so I pretty much don't release them. It's like Ostard Fight Club here. So how is your day going so far, Colton? Are you just on break right now, bud? We're getting some taming done in Ultima Online. Someone had noticed our Ostard that we were running around with, so they wanted to take it. So we're just taming some random stuff, so we figured we'd help them out here. 1 mil for the Ostard heals. Yeah, it's super rare. You've been looking for it for 2 years, right? $1 million. No, I'm totally joking, mate. You can literally have like all the black Ostards you want. You can have. Here, wait 1 second. I'll stable this orange one here, and then let's see what else I've got here. Stable claim list. Okay, what else do we have here? That was weird. Claim list. Oh, okay, so that one's just some weird orange colored one. Okay, so that one's not any good. Stable. I gotta make a macro for this stuff. That's one thing I've been slacking on, is making like the speech macros. Claim list. Frenzied Ostard. Oh, no. Yeah, it might be the 2 that I have there. But we've got those ones. And yeah, no hurry, Abath. We're just chilling here in game. We're having some fun, just doing some just chatting here, right? What happened to the player killer I used to play with, Abath? Now you collect frenzied Ostards. Oh, did you two actually used to play together? Small world, eh? We've been talking about that all day in stream, like how, you know, how close-knit the Ultima Online community is at this point. Whoa! Here I am knocking my girlfriend's plaque off the wall here. She made me this super awesome plaque. Here I am just knocking it off the wall. Here, we'll do a just chatting session here. We'll keep it in talking mode here for a couple. Oh, and by the way, we'll drop some stars here again. Have some fun with the stars. I'm awesome today, Colton. How are you today, bud? How is school going today? Oh, we were in the primary Korean Euro Guild together in UO Forever. No way. That's awesome. Small world. Small world. Oh, that's good, bud. No, you crush out the school, right? Like, that's the other part, too. You crush it out, so, I mean, you don't have a problem with the schooling. Okay, we're gonna name this guy... Oh, did you want to, like, named a frenzied ostrich? I didn't even think about that. Here, can I cancel that? Oh, cool, it does that. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted it named a frenzied ostrich or something, so I don't want to rename it at this point. I actually would have felt bad for that. Because some people like a frenzied ostrich for the name, so... Or what some people do is old school trick. What you can do is you can actually rename each individual section and retain the spaces. So if you want, like, some people will rename, like, a dog or something to a dragon. Because all you have to do is, like, click on essentially the number you want to replace or the letter you want to replace, and then start like typing from there type of thing. And you can usually leave a space in the title. I don't know if the server allows you to do that, but usually you can do that. If I had no school, I would play Roblox with Sam all day. Oh, no doubt, bud. I don't blame ya. Still doing well in your Islands game on Roblox, bud, hopefully. Still crushing out on it. Boo, 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 boo. And if you do need me to meet you somewhere else, Abath, I can meet you somewhere else. It's just I was just taming in town here and stuff like that, so just more convenient for me to just hop back. But if you do need me to meet you somewhere else, I can hop out of Popua here real quick or whatnot too. I'm working on Hogwarts and Islands. That's awesome. So how far are you? So my nephew is in the middle of reading. Essentially what he's doing is he reads a Harry Potter book and then watches the movie afterwards. And I believe he is on the second book now. So if I'm not mistaken, that is the Chamber of Secrets. Because the first one is the Philosopher's Stone, right? And then Harry Potter, the second one is the Chamber of Secrets, right, bud? So that's pretty cool. And he's been enjoying the movies. I'm a big Harry Potter fan myself, so as soon as I caught wind of that, I let him borrow all my Harry Potter DVDs. So he's been excited and looking forward to watching those. Oh, okay. Yeah, the Chamber of Secrets is the second one. Philosopher's Stone is the first one. And then, what's the third one? The third one is... Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban? Is that the third one? Or is the third one... Now I'm getting them mixed up. Yeah, the third one is Prisoner of Azkaban, right? And then the fourth one is Goblet of Fire. And then fifth one is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. And then the sixth one is Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Then it finishes off with Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, if I'm getting the order right. Oh, no worries, Abrath, no worries. Even if it comes down to it, I can always just stable up the tame here and always like catch up with you later or something like that if you're in a hurry or something like that right now. We're just chilling. because I just realized too, I just read the message that you were coming over from UO Mobile. So that usually means that you're on the go somewhere. Because that's such a cool thing about UO too. Because it is an older game, you can play it on mobile devices. You can download it for your phone, you can download it for your tablet. It's really neat that way in terms of the availability and the portability for it too. I really like that. Oh, Colton's gonna read us the order of the Harry Potters here. I think I was right with the order though. And it's going to be really neat to get more people joining up. As I was saying, we are actually currently camping, like, not on screen here. We're not going to let people stream snipe just yet, because we are relatively new and we're not ready for all the battles yet. But we are currently camping some eye docks as we speak right now, too. We've got some guild members that are keeping an eye on some houses that are greatly worn, and one just popped eye dock last night, so we're keeping our eyes open for those. Oh, excuse me, because we do have houses to place for new community members. We've already placed 3. We were actually lucky enough to place all 3 in a row too, like together, which is, I mean, for anyone that knows Ultima Online, that's super rare. But we have a guild house, we have the guild stone. We're pretty well established for only being into the game for about a week to 2 weeks at this point. So it's pretty cool, pretty cool. And again, it's been, thanks to a couple of really helpful people. Lord Raz, where was the name? I keep forgetting what his in-game name is. It's Duktuk. Wait, what is it? Okay, Lord Raz. So he was nice enough to friend me on a couple of different houses he has to be able to get me out with mining. And then Lord Alex was nice enough to give us a big, huge lump sum of money when we first started. Stream sniped me, which was hilarious and awesome all at the same time. And gave us a placed house and some house deeds. Like, how could someone be more helpful than that on a new server, right? Like, getting a placed house on a server like this can be super hard at times. So that was super cool. But give me 2 seconds, folks. I just need to step out for 1 second here, and I will be right back. Just gonna put on the BRB window here for 1 quick minute. And Grim, what are you gonna war us? No, just to come back really quick here. So it is the spiritually initiated. I don't know if there is a "the" before it, but it is spiritually initiated, and I believe there is a "the." But the acronym is new. This, I'll give you a heads up, this will not be a warring guild. This is literally a community PVM crafters guild. We are going to have a separate guild for PvP based on our PvPing. But give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back, folks. That's funny. Hello, everyone. Hello again. Sorry about that. Welcome back. Boom! Hello again, everyone. Bringing you some heal potions, right? Take them with you for the day. Stay healed up, everyone. Stay healed up. Take some of the UO potions with you, right? Potions galore here, right? Potions galore. But the main thing is, like I always preach, stay healed up, folks. Stay healed up in-game, stay healed up out of the game. Heals on you, just bringing you heals, right? But back to this again. So Grim, just for heads up, we wouldn't accept a war declaration on this guild. This is pretty much the community guild. I hope to make like this new guild kind of like a guild to help new players onto the server, because I understand that in a lot of cases it can be really daunting to start off and, you know, acquire skills and everything without a helping hand at times if you're coming over by yourself. So I'm trying to create kind of like a helpful village community around new players and stuff like that, joining in kind of a crafter society, things like that on this guild. And then we are going to have our PvP guild. We've been discussing different guild names on our Discord server, which actually reminds me. So this is the Discord server. If anyone wants to join up, you can discuss different guild names with us, discuss different character builds, things like that we are discussing currently. The PVM community guild has already been established. That is the spiritually initiated. But the PVM side, or the PvP side of things, we are undecided on. That one we're going to have a little bit more free range, like if we want to make it a little bit funnier and stuff like that. Because I was asking for names for the PVM guild, and there were some funny ones, like Big Booty Giants and stuff like that and everything. So the PvP guild is going to be more a little bit off the wall that we can play around with and stuff like that. Whereas this is kind of supposed to be more serious, to help people joining into the community and stuff like that, right? And yeah, no hurry, Grim. No worries, bud. We're just chilling, like I said. It's a nice chill day today. I'm as chill as I can be. I'm not a very chill person. I'm super easy going, but I'm not chill. Okay, so Colton came back to us, so we've got the books in order. The Philosopher's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban, Goblet of Fire, Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, and Deathly Hallows. Yeah, I think I was right there, bud. Yep, I was right. Booyah! Who's the old man that knows a lot about Harry Potter? Yeah, so essentially what they did, Colton, for point of reference, was for some reason they split the third movie, or the final movie, into two separate movies for some reason. I think it's because, like, the book is very long, like the Deathly Hallows book is one of the longer ones, and it would have been too much for the movie series to kind of wrap up the entire book in one movie, so they ended up breaking it into two separate movies, which I think was probably a smart move on their part. I can't wait till you make it to the end, bud. I can't wait until you make it to the end. I'm super excited for you to start finishing the series. Here, we're going to try and see if there's any others, too. We got, oh, Roadrunner. You know what? Roadrunner might be another black one, actually. Oh, no, he's not. Okay, Roadrunner is not. Yeah, I don't know if I have any more black ones at this point, actually. Now that I think about it, I think I might be riding all three shadows. Yeah. Okay. Well, at least we've got two here for For Lord Abath. For Lord Abath, we've got 2 Frenzied Ostards here of the darkest shadow color you can get. I guess that's like the shadow ore color, eh? Like, because even the one I'm riding, if you notice, I don't know if you can pick it up on, like, the monitors. Like here, I'll bring up the main screen again. I don't know if you can pick up that there is technically a shade difference between the one that I'm riding and the ones that are beside me. There is a shade difference. The ones that, like, are here are slightly darker than the one that I was riding in the middle there. But yeah, you know what's funny? Because I'm building up my taming and stuff like that, I've been getting a lot of these black ones. I've probably killed off, I hate, more than I would want to admit. More than I'd want to admit at this point, then. Okay, you know what? Actually, while he's loading up, what we'll do is we will... So it's going to be the last 2 in the stables. Oh. So we'll go back out and we can just keep taming. Keep building up our skill. Then that way we can keep going here. Keep building up our skill while we're waiting for Lord Abath to come on. So how far are you in the books now then, Colton? Like, where are you on the Philosopher's Stone, or on the Chamber of Secrets then? Alright, I might have to cut this stream off here shortly. I'm being messaged by my girlfriend who is asking me if I'm done soon. So that usually means I gotta go help out inside. Oh, hello. Hello. Oh, I think that guy was nervous, maybe. Or was that Abath? Was that maybe Abath? Because he knew that we were out here? I've seen that person around, actually. That Lord of Bones around. You know what's funny, actually? The reason is I'm calling him Lord of Bones is because I know that that's what he's going for, because his name is Of Bones. Once you become a lord in this game, you'll get the prefix on your name of Lord. So a lot of people will put, like, of something, like of dance. So then when they become a lord, it's Lord of Dance. Little helpful tip there, in case you're wondering why his name was Of Bone, and I'm calling him Lord of Bones. Which is pretty cool, because if I'm not mistaken, that's from Game of Thrones, right? That's the dude from the Wildlings, right? The one that, like, doesn't trust Jon Snow, if I remember correctly. Oh, spoiler alert from like 7 years ago, right? From the crummiest ending TV show ever in time. Spoiler alert, worst ending to a show ever. Whole worst last season. What a waste of, what was it, 8, 9 seasons? Holy jumping. Learn how to complete a storyline, seriously. Like, okay, maybe the books are going to be great, but seriously, that Game of Thrones show was such a waste of time. They wasted our time with so many different needless plot lines and plot, like, I don't know. It was just so needless by the end. Like, the whole, like, artistic spiraling from the walkers and stuff, like what was the point of alluding to that for like 5, 6 seasons and then never talking about it again? It was just wasted. It was wasted storyline. Here I am getting really sour on it, eh? Here I am getting really sour on Game of Thrones. Like I had money invested in it or something like that, right? I am... Any movies, Deathly Hallows is part 1 and 2. No, the box is so big. Oh, the book is so big. I mean, so big. Like 3 of the books in 1. Oh, I'm in chapter 11, page 198 of the 2nd book. That's pretty sweet, bud. That is pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome. That's really cool. So that means you're, like, chapter 11. Like, how many chapters are there? There's usually, what, 13, 14 chapters in a Harry Potter book? Or are they a 24 chapter book? They're pretty big. They're probably close to the 24-30 mark. I find most books are kind of in that 12 range. It's either like a 12 chapter book or a 24-30 range. I know, you read them by yourself too. So for point of reference, Cal is my nephew, and he's working through the Harry Potter series by himself right now. And he's only, what, 8.5 years old? So that's pretty impressive. I know I wasn't reading Harry Potter at 8.5 years old. I was a few years off, and then I started getting into a lot of the heavy fantasy books, though. Dragonlance, the Deathgate cycle, stuff like that, right? And then obviously Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, like your classics too, right? Turn on the 24th. This one's a tiny bit short, though. Oh, okay. So it is a 24 chapter book. So that's not bad, though. So you're almost halfway through the book, bud. Not bad. Not bad. Congratulations. That's huge. Hello. Lots of tamers here right now. This is like the hot spot to be, folks. This is like the place to be. Well, this is the place to be. You know what would be smart? Make sure that we got our spell reflect up, right? I've been trained too much. Like, I'm too paranoid in these games. Like, even the other day, we were going out to go hunting, and as we were going out to go hunting, one of the people in our group didn't have recall, so we had to gate to where we were going, and we gated from town, and a random from town, it looked like a new player too, came running into the gate. But because of all my years of UO play and stuff like that, it's kind of trained me that what people will do is they will literally use a new player as like a scout to see where people are hunting, and then come back in, say, 10-15 minutes when you've got your bags full of loot, and then they'll come and PK you, right? So it was like this funny situation where yesterday that happened, and it was probably just someone just, you know, killing time, jumping through a gate, seeing where we were going, totally harmless, nothing malicious. But as soon as I saw that, I was like, okay, we can't go there, guys. No, we got to pick a new hunting spot. We all have to recall from town to my house. Then we'll gate from there. It was this whole rigmarole and everything like that. But like, I'm so like ingrained from the servers I've played on that were like, in my opinion, very hardcore compared to a lot of the other ones. That it's just ingrained. You don't let people know where you're hunting if you don't have to. Things like that, right? Oh, no worries, Colton. Talk to you a little bit later, bud. I'm gonna have to shut things down here shortly anyways. I gotta go head inside here, it sounds like. So I will be seeing you shortly anyways, right? Off stream, like I always joke. And just for point of reference, Abath, what I'll do is I'm just trying to think here. Because I'm probably gonna have to jump off like my stream computer that I'm on right now, but when I go inside, I can wait for you essentially on like my laptop. So once I'm off stream, it's not necessarily that I'm not playing anymore, I'm just not streaming anymore. So if you want to get the Ostered Abath, you can always grab it from me from Popua, or excuse me, I'll either be kind of in the area I'm in right now, I'll be in Popua, or I'll be at the Oklo Bank, maybe just doing some macroing for recruiting some members and stuff like that. So by all means, just like reach out to me or whatnot, right? Is more or less what I'm getting at. Just because I haven't seen you message in a little bit here. But yeah, just let me know, or just come and find me in game, and I'll give you the Osterds that you were asking about. Hey, and oh, by the way, Colton, stay healed up and take a healing potion with you too, eh? All the best today at school, bud. Okay, so I'm gonna run back to town here. I guess I'm gonna have to log out here. It sounds like I gotta head inside here. Well, as always, folks, it's always been a blast streaming. I always have so much fun hanging out, getting to talk and chat with everyone. Hopefully, people were able to maybe pick up a tip or two and stuff like that. I'm really glad that I was able to actually help out. Sorry, who was it? Was it Dalamonth? Was it Dalamonth with the UO problem there? Because I know that was a big thing for me, essentially trying to figure out why I couldn't resize like my window and stuff like that for my game window. So I was really glad that I was able to actually help out with that. Because a lot of times I'm not so good with that stuff. Howdy. Say hello to this guy. Yes, exactly. Right, Dalamonth? Yes, no, I agree with that. It's much easier using it that way. And like I was saying too, the other features built in around UO Classic, like I said, like the counters bar where you can actually see, because even like a lot of people would probably maybe put this up there because that's where they're used to seeing it. But I just don't like things on my game window. But having the counters bar, like I was saying, essentially having like a different user interface for the menu system, and the biggest ease of life, like I was saying, was the map system too. Having an in-game map that's the same as UOAM, and that's resizable itself too, was a huge feature. I really liked that, so glad I was able to help, bud. Glad I was able to help. And on that note too, I'm glad that we're getting more members joining up too. On that note, I'm going to drop the link for the server one more time in case anyone wants to join up. Again, no pressure, but we'd love to have you. And then also too, a link for the Discord as well, in case anyone wants to join up the Discord, maybe not necessarily for Ultima Online, but just wants to join up to be part of the community, maybe wants to join into some other community games. I also stream Stardew Valley, Apex Legends every once in a while. It's a relatively new game for me, so I don't do it a lot, but I'd like to. Overwatch, Paladins, World of Warcraft, lots of different games, right? I'm open to play pretty much anything. I love to game. So, on that note, thank you so much, Falconer, for the follow today. That was super awesome for being part of the community here. Car, awesome that you are being part of the community here as well. Super glad to have you joining up and loading into UO. Like I said, just because I am going off stream does not mean I'm necessarily going offline. So by all means, I will be in Oklo, available as both Arwen, Kafrashan, Heals on You. I'm pretty much always wearing the True Black and the Nox Green. So come and find me if you need any items, any money or anything like that, any community members or anything if you're loading into UO. You know, maybe starting back up after a couple years. It's lots of fun, right? And Grim 2, again, thank you for the follow, guys. All three of you today. That's awesome. Always much appreciated. And on that note, make sure you take a healing potion with you, right? Stay healed up throughout the day. Stay healed up throughout all your daily activities and everything like that. Make sure you take an RGB potion with you as well. Because the RGB potion, as I was saying earlier, is to keep the lag away, right? A lot of people don't realize that, but RGB keeps lag away. People always ask, like, why do you have so many lights in your computer? Keep the lag goblins away. Pesky little lag goblins, right? Oh, and actually, you know what? Take a luck and love potion with you today too, folks. Everyone can probably use that right now, right? So this is our luck and love potion, right? This will fill you up with the spirits of luck and love. A little sip is all you need, right? Because I'm the potion man. I'm the potion man. All right. And on that note, I apologize, but I am gonna have to shut down the stream. I've got to go inside and help out in the house with the wifey and the kitty and see what's going on. Actually, let them know that I'm still alive and breathing today, right? Hopefully, I'm gonna be able to pop on a little bit later on stream. Like I said, if not, I'm still available online in case anyone wants to game or anything like that on Ultima Online, maybe some Paladins on the Xbox or something. Hit me up. Let me know. Hit me up on Discord, right? All the best today, everyone. And on that note, too, we are going to raid out here, folks. We're going to get an old school raid going, right? Get the raid going. Make sure that they've got plenty of livestock first. We want to make sure that when we pillage the village, that they've got livestock, right? That's an Office reference for anyone that gets that. There's this super funny part in the show where Erin is dancing with Michael, and she puts on like this weird, what is it, bossa nova she calls it or something, and it's this weird little like just a beat on like a synthesizer, and she's just like, it's just the funniest little dance. All right, so what we got going on here? So raiding out here, folks, raiding out here. All the best, everyone. Much love for the day. All the best. Stay healed up. Thank you for tuning in. Again, one more time. Grim 2 Car Falconer. Thank you for the follows, folks.
Hi, Captain.
Plenty more to come this week. Lots of fun in the future. Lots of healing potions. Stay healed up, everyone. Have a great day. All the best. Much love, everyone. Much love.
How's it going, brother? Thank you for the raid. Bringing your lovely people over to the bulk shed. As you can see, I'm not in the shed though, I'm in the house. But it's too cold in the shed. Thank you, Hills. Hope you had a great stream, brother. Misty's already on the shout out. Thank you, Misty. Shed to shed love. Not yet, though, today, brother. It's too cold.